The other found a smarter way. One does it how it's always been done. The other does it better. So which one is yours? Maximize your savings, invest from anywhere, finance your home for all things money.
Thank you for calling Ally.
Hey, nephew. No. Put some respect on it.
Rated everyone.
Hey guys, welcome to the stream. It's Little Sia. I'm a Twitch ambassador and I just hit 10,000 subscribers on Twitch. A lot of people tune in to see the emotes being used. Yay! I didn't have anyone to do my emotes and then I found Jinko.
Sometimes finding the perfect job can be difficult. As a designer, I'm always trying to up-level my work, and this was a great opportunity to do that.
I'm so lucky that Jinko and I connected because I really don't think I would have this type of success without him.
Great moments are the work of many.
Let's go. Just 20 seconds left. Let's go. Put my pillow up. Ready.
Years ago, there were 5 gods. Each god held a different power and fought for dominance against the others. For ages, they battled amongst themselves until, near the apex of their strength, a force beyond even their own power began to slay them, one by one. When at long last the final battle was fought, the fate of the universe would be forever changed.
I don't want to jinx it because Chavikin's already dead, but I think Armada's gonna win. He's been putting in work.
I know if the best player wins, then that'll be Mango because he's the best player, so I want to see the best player win. Mango.
Ooh! Yeah, there it is! Oh! Yeah! You're the people's champ! Ooh,
I need to be quiet. Look at this. Look at this. It's still going.
Oh my goodness.
Drop down.
Oh,
no! He's going to grab the ledge. It's done.
Each king definitely. Armada, Mango, and I think H-Box, like all the 5 gods.
Yo, did he just walk up slowly and down smash?
He did.
KP is definitely a favorite, and I feel like Armada's in a little bit of slump.
I like what they're doing with the footage,
Nice side.
footage of the young kids playing.
We take those.
I like what they're doing with the footage of the young kids playing, and then they're going to like the, them as adults. I like that, even though it's not necessarily them, but it's the same spirit that kids have when they play games. It's dope.
The shield stop. Oh my goodness.
I miss Majors. Not gonna lie, I miss Majors. Ooh, that's dope.
It may be the most addictive toy in history, and it's definitely the hottest thing this Christmas. Nintendo video games. They first arrived from Japan 3 years ago, and now millions of American kids are hooked and mesmerized. When they do stop to talk, it's in a language only they understand.
For a generation of young kids growing up in the 90s, game consoles were the greatest things ever invented. Gaming itself was still in its infancy, and different companies advertised themselves in different ways.
Killer
Some
Instinct.
advertised their consoles as having the best graphics. Others as having the most games. At Nintendo, it was multiplayer.
Nintendo is very famous for using their strong core franchises and characters in those franchises and creating mini games around them. When you think Mario Kart, it's a racing game with all of your favorite Nintendo characters. Mario Party is just a ton of mini games where you can play all of your favorite Mario characters. Mario Tennis is very similar. So Super Smash Bros. Is the fighting game version of this. From every different big franchise that you can think of, Donkey Kong, Mario itself.
I like that.
F-Zero. Legend of Zelda.
I love those models, the low poly models. They're
You've
so
got
sick.
all of the all-stars coming together for a clash.
You get together all the Nintendo characters and they've got each their own set of moves. Knock each other off the stage, keep your opponent off the stage, take their lives. It's kind of it, and except for the mechanics of percent. Higher percent you have, the more you fly.
He had 4 players allowed, both teams and free-for-all, which is also unheard of in fighting games. So it was a really radical idea. It caught on really well, though.
Shout out to
And then Melee came out in 2001.
Rushed to be released as a launch title for the new GameCube in time for Christmas 2001. Melee had better graphics, new characters, and was every bit as fun as the original.
I like the motion blur they put on. Motion blur.
The most joy that I ever got out of playing Super Smash Bros. Was versus my friend Connor. He would play Link and I would play Ganondorf. And I remember like hitting him with a forward air at 170%, and he would just bounce around the whole stage, and I would crack up.
Peach was floating. Like, once I saw Peach float, I was like, oh my god, I'm 4 years old again.
I would down air him, he'd die off the top, I'd start laughing, and he would just get madder and madder.
What the heck? Stop! That's unfair!
Super Smash Bros. was meant to be a party game.
Not gonna lie, that
where
kinda sounds
you can
cheesy.
Pick a character that you like and identify with and have fun with your friends.
As the best-selling title for the new console, Melee enjoyed widespread popularity as a casual game. But in the months and years that followed, players began to discover there was more to the game than met the eye.
We actually had this thing where I would play Marth and he would play Roy, because Roy has the fire and he's cool. Connor always got the cool one, and I always got the lame one. So we would play these two characters, and it was obvious that Marth was like pretty slow and his moves were way weaker. So we went on Wikipedia and we looked up these two characters. Wikipedia said that at low levels, Marth was slow, Roy was fast, Roy was strong, Marth was weak. But at higher levels, it turns out that Marth's way faster and more powerful. And so we were sitting there thinking like, what is this level? There's another level? There was always this kind of like in the back of my mind, we're missing something, but I didn't really care because it was just a video game. And then comes college, and I was the best in my dorm. I played Ganondorf. I really think that I was the best. If you go back and ask some of the people there, maybe they would have said that I lost a couple 4-player matches, but whatever. And then I met Cactuar. I didn't even play him, but he was there, like destroying everybody, of course. I mean, at that point, he was actually like a top 20, top 50 player in the nation, probably in the world. And so there were people who played with him and knew like some amount of the advanced tech, and you just walk over there and lose to literally everybody.
People always call Melee a beautiful accident. There are a couple games that kind of fall into that category. Marvel vs. Capcom 2, another fighting game that's often cited as being so chaotic and so crazy, but like the metagame just kind of fit together beautifully. And you never know what aspects of those games were like really intentional and what weren't.
Most games take 3 years plus to make. This game took 13 months to make. And it's very well known that Sakurai and his team almost killed themselves trying to do it, right? They compressed 2 years of development into 13 months. And when I think about that, there are aspects of the game that I think there's hints that people knew about these weird little quirks, but it doesn't seem like anybody really investigated it.
I remember talking to Derry about that. He said that there's
the directional
a theory
air
that
dodging, if you hit the ground
Sakurai
at an
knew about
angle, you can actually slide along the ground. And that's called a wave dash if you do it right as soon as you leave the ground.
Yeah, that's actually crazy. You're sliding across the stage. Let's use Shine with Fox or Falco and immediately wave dash after it. And it's like, whoa. I can use this as a pressure tool.
That hair, though.
I could use this to combo people.
It's not there out
front.
You know, these aren't things you see in the manual. These things were discovered.
It doesn't give it to you. It's not going to tell you to do that. It doesn't even present the need for it. There's not a need for a jump cancel grab until you're thinking to yourself, how can I be a couple of frames faster?
These people are moving faster than you. You need to find some way to keep up. All the old tricks aren't working anymore.
As more and more people started to integrate that stuff, we realized that you pretty much do need to do that to stay competitive with everyone else.
You sit down day one, you try to do it, you screw up a lot. And you wake up the next morning and immediately you're already better at it. You can feel the muscle memory like in your hands. You're like, whoa. You feel like you leveled up. And unlike in an RPG where your character levels up, it's like you yourself leveled up. So you can really feel it and you're like, whoa, like my hands have this new power.
It's like a secret code put there for us to figure out. It's a different game you're playing all of a sudden.
If Melee was intended to be competitive at all, then you would think that a lot of this stuff they put in on purpose, but it wasn't intended to be competitive. Was this stuff put in on purpose, or was it just a product of a great physics engine and some stuff just happened by accident that happened to be really advanced and good for competitive play? It's an enigma. Melee is just a beautiful enigma.
Slowly but surely, I would find more people who had ever so slightly more skill than me, who had more exposure to this other world, this other level. I did not know which character I wanted to play. I was playing a combination of Captain Falcon and Marth. And I created the worst thread on Smashboards. I'm so embarrassed that it exists. I'm trying to learn Marth. Have any tippers? Question mark. Yes. Ken actually popped in and told me that I sucked and that I need to learn how to Ken combo and I'll be better. Which is perfect for Ken, right? It's exactly who he is. But that was about the last that I heard from Ken. He was definitely on his way out as I got in.
Ken was a legend. He had been the game's greatest player almost from its release until that point. He had reigned as the greatest, most decorated fighter where it counted most, in the arena where competitive smashers crowned champions, tournaments.
Shiz, shout outs to Shiz. It was his birthday a couple days ago.
Tiny, tight-knit little communities, these underground scenes that wanted recognition. They wanted people to know like how good you were at these games and kind of how pro you were.
Beginning as grassroots events, these tourneys swelled in size from local competitions of barely 20 players to massive professional events hosted by the likes of Major League Gaming and EVO, the grand championship of fighting games.
You went to a major event and you saw like the best.
Oh, people are playing video games like they think it's a sport.
It's so funny how bad the video quality was back then.
But by 2007, other games had begun to grab the limelight. the old guard of top players began to fade away. Fewer players meant fewer tournaments, and the competitive scene went back into the underground, beginning a dark age. But from this darkness emerged order. For a period of time, 5 players emerged who seemed untouchable to anyone else but the other 5. For over half a decade, no one else but these players would win a major tournament. These boys were dubbed the 5 Gods.
Those towers in the background remind me of the PS2 memory things on the main menu. It's
The
so
gods exist because they cannot be beaten by other players. And so there was a period where people of that rank did not change, about 5 years.
We had this very, very clear line in the sand. 5 people who didn't really lose to anyone but each other, almost without exception.
Mewtwo King. Mango. Armada. Hungry Box. PPMD. In the summer of 2014, all of the gods are trying to win the next big tournament. All of them, except one.
Hey guys, this article is going to be much more personal than anything I've written in a long time. I think you, the Smash community, deserve some honesty from me since I help keep the game entertaining, especially if any of you are my fans. I do not want to keep you guessing. I am writing this post to let everyone know that I have not been attending events, tweeting, or speaking in streams because I am very depressed. I do not feel ready to attend Big House 4. My next major tournament I will attend is Apex 2015 at the end of January next year. I hope to perform well at it and give both my fans and fans of Smash alike a chance to see something new. I ask for your patience on your part so we can get through this rough patch more comfortably together and really enjoy Apex 2015 as a new year in many ways. Thank you. Kevin PPMD Nanny, September 24th, 2014.
I didn't really know what I wanted to do. I mean, August was miserable. August of 2014 was miserable. My days were get up, run, shut yourself away from everyone. This is not something I typically do, but I just like watch anime all day. And I'm not really an anime person, but I was like, I just need something to kind of get lost in, and so I did that. Through August and September, I kind of found out about speed running, and I kind of started watching a lot of those. You know, when I had nothing else and I wasn't sure how to get by, I became a little more worldly, and I came to understand communities different than my own. But, you know, I certainly wasn't having a good time. I was just diving into myself and trying to be as honest as I possibly could, and whatever came, the good, the bad, I wanted to no longer be locked away where it could hurt me again. I wanted it to be out in the open where I could finally deal with it. I realized that competing was going to be too difficult for me. It was going to perhaps even disturb that process some. So I asked my sponsor, I said, you know, I understand that you need me to compete. I understand that's why I signed up. If you want me to go, I'll go. I think that's pretty reasonable, but it would do me a world of good to kind of stay out of this for a little while. And my sponsor said, all right, we'll give you that. And he said, will you go to Apex? Then I said, okay, well, I'm going to be better off, I think. By then I'll be good enough. I won't be, you know, great, but I'll be good enough to where I can go and I can compete. And if my ex is there, or if she's not, you know, whatever, I can manage it as it goes, and we'll figure it out.
Yep, I can relate.
I am taking the long game. You know, I am a distance runner.
I can relate to that, 100%. What he explained is basically what I went through summer of 2018. Same thing.
So we're at Big House 4, the fourth biggest tournament of all time in terms of Melee single entrants. We have 4 of the big 5 here. We have up and rising talents such as Leffen, Hax, Axe, West Bulls, and we have a slew of like 50 people that can make top 32. So the talent level here is amazing.
I like the feeling, I like the raw energy, people cheering for who they love, you know. The Apex World Circuit's coming up. A lot of the different regions have their own Apex qualifier. Those are all going to be big. There's going to be a lot of tournaments coming up.
I remember that. I was watching. I was like, yeah, you need to calm down.
I still can't get over like bumping into top players in the elevator and stuff. I'm like, oh, you're real. You're like moving around for like, oh, I want to get a better view of the stream or something, and you're just like, stop. Oh, this is a good spot. And there's like Mango sitting next to you. It's like, what?
Mango is at his weakest when he comes off a really incredible win, and he doesn't feel like he has anything to prove. He just won Evo.
And we have our champion, Mango, first place here at Evolution 2014 for Super Smash Brothers.
Armada, on the other hand, has the fire in him. We know. He's trying to get that win after he got third at Evo. So maybe Armada, but you can't count the kid out. So we'll see.
I bet Mango and Armada are going to be in Grand Finals again. Yeah. That seems to be how it's been going lately.
I think Armada's the most hungry after losing at Evo and getting third place. Probably one of his lowest performances of like all time. So I expect him to be hungry, to have a game plan for Hungrybox, and maybe he'll take the whole thing too. You can never count on Armada.
I think Hungrybox is hungry enough to win it. Although I wouldn't be surprised to see Mango.
I played him at my
take
pools
it
in Smash and
because
Splash.
they're so freaking good.
Metagame, it would be nice to see him take a national. It's been a very long time. I think he can do it as long as he just plays smart and really like plays his heart out that day. I think he can take it.
I started in 08, and in 08, King was the one true god.
True that.
There was no 5 gods. He was known for his Marth, and he just destroyed people with Marth. Like, it just seemed like he was unbeatable.
With his Marth against a Spacey especially, it's like a bar game, essentially. I mean, he's gonna sit there and just, okay, if I, and then if I connect to the so-and-so, and then if I just, yep, that's your stock. The way he played, it just seemed like it was like playing tennis with a brick wall.
He knows so much stuff just about the movement, the techniques, the ins and outs of Melee, because he loves the game, and I do mean the game contained on the disc. Not the game between you and me, but literally Super Smash Bros. Melee for the Nintendo GameCube. He knows so much about it.
I was kind of antisocial, like I didn't know how to talk to people because I spent my whole life alone playing all the Nintendo systems. And you know, honestly, I don't really regret it. I had fun. I lived in this little dream world with Nintendo. Back when I was a little kid from 2nd grade, all I wrote in my notebook, like, what do you want to be when you grow up? Police fighter, firefighter. I want to be the best at Nintendo, Super Nintendo, and Nintendo 64. I just want to have fun playing games, being as good as possible.
Young 2 King.
He devised a way to calculate all the frame data for all the moves without having action replay, without having any hacks or anything slowing down the game or anything like that.
I made like stat lists for like what Mario Kart, F-Zero, Halo PC, Metroid Prime. It's just a hobby I had. I just wanted to know everything.
I remember I was at his house once, and he asked me, hey, do you want to see like all the frame data stuff? He showed me, like, this is how I did it. I paused and unpaused frame after frame, and I needed 2 controllers and this, that, and the other, and this is how I measured this information. It was very similar to, he showed me the maze that he created. Think about being able to put pixels in place to make a maze. Kind of that attention goes into when he's playing the game, kind of looking at what you're doing, thinking about what he can do, and kind of analyzing these options. Very meticulous the way that he plays the game, very stressful if you ask me, but that's how he likes to do it.
With Melee, there's all these teeny things. You can always improve something. There's so many. I feel like there's no way to fully master Melee. It's just that complex of a game, and that's what its appeal is. You can always watch it and just, oh, there's something new, something different.
People used to say mind games, mind games, mind games, mind games. Well, Ken's the best because he has the best mind games.
He's going for the combos. He's fast character, very nice technical skill.
Ken trying to stay patient
with
here.
The mind games, getting those grabs off. He's just waiting for PC to make a move, then just grabbing him, reading him like a book.
The modern game is a lot based on what Metagame started. The grabs, like 0 to death.
Oh damn, Shiz used to bust out the fox. I like Shiz's fox. I actually played it a couple times. Pretty good.
When you touch someone, what can you do to, put the most damage on?
He obviously sees the game differently, and he has an obsession about perfection that other people can't quite do.
Now it's scary because we didn't know that. We were all feel-based, like we just played the game how we felt like playing it.
He'll do a combo and it's just... Okay, well, what do I do? And it's just, it works because he knows everything.
At that time, Metagame started to win everything.
That's literally how it felt playing Charlie. Like, what do you do? That was so sick.
Every tournament you went to, the question was who will get second.
We were actually considering just not playing the game anymore because this guy, he's gonna be perfect.
For knowing that there was a future in this game, for knowing that you didn't have to be a robot, that hope was not really there. It was very dim. This period lasted for a good year or two, and then came Pound 3.
Oh my goodness.
Are we about to get the JV you won't?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I think he might. I think he might. Okay, got it. All right. He falls.
He just gives it.
Jeez.
Yeah. Man, DJ's
Space
not happy.
Slayer, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, so we just started this match? What just happened?
Playing Armada is really hard. I'm kind of not sure what you're supposed to do. But that nair really... Wow. Oh! Zach's smiling. I feel like Zach knows he just got outplayed.
Mark Falcon. Mango's in All-Star mode, dude.
Yeah, that's right.
That was a bad roll.
You know what I think? Oh, that's going to be it.
Living. But 117, it looks like, oh, that's going to be it. No way you can survive that forward smash. He overcommitted. He overcommitted.
Yeah.
Oh.
I love Metagame's pop-up.
There he is.
Yes! Hell yeah!
Game 5.
Wait a minute. Hax wants it.
That's the worst place to go. Worst place to go.
Hax is so salty.
No handshake.
Yeah, no
He's mad, dude.
No
Give him put the camera on him.
The salt can.
He's mad.
Yeah.
The skill gaps in Melee are for sure exponential. It does not look linear. It's like you start at 1, and then the tournament players are 100. You need to get substantially better. A mid-level tournament player might be 1,000, so you need to get way, way, way better. And these are people who, when you compare them to the top 5, those people are like 1 million.
Yeah, that's true.
The fact that they have that status where they're that much better than every other player, the only players they technically have to worry about is each other.
The winner's side of top 8 at Big House 4, Mango versus Mewtwo King.
What happened to Captain Falcon?
Dude, Mango was in the room practicing with Lucky and said, I'm going to win, Scar. I'm, I'm tired of this story where I lose Big House. I want to win.
Mango is just kind of like this wild child. He'll do what feels right at the
song
time.
is from the
When he's
Smash
playing,
Bros.
he's just all about the crowd, all about the hype, and then just doing what he wants, just crazy things left and right.
It's like Mango just took like 8 cans of energy drinks and was just like, let's go, we're gonna get it done, we're gonna win. Like that's him.
Mango is kind of the antithesis of M2K, where he plays 100% by instinct. He plays by feel. He just does what he feels is right in every situation, versus trying to break the game down into a bunch of specific scenarios that you have a set response to every time.
Definitely. I like it.
Oh
my goodness, but Mango.
What was that combo?
Stone Face catches him out of the double jump, and Mewtwo King is dead.
A lot of Mango's play doesn't make sense. It's very unorthodox.
Mewtwo King hanging out at the ledge.
Wow.
Mango, no fear.
Yeah, you're not supposed to down smash there. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Mango just going for it.
Oh, whoa.
Mango, you're crazy, dude. You were insane.
Yeah.
This is top 8, bro.
Yeah, you might need to calm down.
Mango definitely gets into the opponent's head that way. M2K is just trying to push the game to where he doesn't need to be in the opponent's head.
Mewtwo King surprisingly knew that he could make it back to the stage.
Right. The needles, though. There it is. Mewtwo King evens it up.
I like how
again.
Mango DI'd out. He just wanted to
almost
die.
take the mental game out of it and just eliminate the chance of losing.
I've seen so many players just absolutely crumble when playing against him. They might try to take a second, take a breath to try to control the pace, but by that point, he's already in your face, he's applying pressure.
Barely misses the needles, and he's just going to shield.
Yeah.
A clean punish.
But sometimes his aggression can go too far. When top players find spots where they can camp him, Mango can get impatient and start to take big risks, which of course will lead to losing his stock immediately.
Oh, good air dodge.
And he gets grabbed.
One read. Yep, that's it. No, Mango dips.
Oh my goodness, and Mewtwo King clutches it.
So good. Mewtwo King on the ledge.
Oh my god.
He's dead.
He's
yeah,
too far
he can't
away.
make it back.
Man, Mewtwo King is just out clutching him
Yeah, it's definitely in the clutch.
in the clutch.
And we got the box out. Mewtwo King with amazing edge guards. He's just been so consistent every time he throws off. Not where you want to be versus Mewtwo King. As good as...
no, and he gets slapped. But he makes it back again.
How did that?
Mewtwo King just when he's, oh my god.
Whoa! Crazy moonwalk up air. You didn't need to up air, dude. You could have back aired. But despite
That's what I was thinking.
all of Mango's
It was
antics
back.
off stage, he is on the verge of being 3-0'd by Mewtwo King.
Yeah, he's had a lot.
Oh,
nice.
but wait a minute.
Oh,
Crazy. This man's nuts. Oh, and he's dead now.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. And that is it.
Good stuff by Mewtwo King. Mewtwo King so many gimps every game.
Both my best friend and his nephew would come over to my house. I was that kid that had like a huge stack of games, so it was just like, oh, what do you guys want to play today? And it was always, let's play this game or that game. And one day they saw Smash, of course, and you know, every little kid thinks they're amazing at everything. So all of us were just like, dude, I'm the best player in the world at Smash. I absolutely rocked them. So it's like, dude, you're not that good. Our friend will beat you. Like he won a tournament at a like swap meet, and it's like, dude, I don't care. I'll beat that guy.
Joey beats my friends, destroys them. They're like, oh, our friend Mango will destroy you. Like, you got to come over. So and then they tell me, and we get all set up. It's like, oh my God, Mango versus Joey.
We got our scooters. I was ready to go all far, and literally 2 houses down, they just like stopped. He's like, all right, let me call him.
Joey just happened, by the luck of God, you know, happened to live 3 houses away from me.
They just yell Mango at the top of their lungs, and like Mango just walks out all happy. And that's how I met Mango. It was pretty much a contest of who could get better than who.
Most people are competitive, you know, you have that drive in you. Even if it's a little bit, it's there. So he's the same way, and I would always beat him, and I've always talked smack. I'm a smack talker.
I think he was better than me for a cool 2 months or so, and I was just going through character after character trying to figure out what worked. I was just like salty, you know, I was like, man, I bet I could have a better fox than him. And then a month later, I'm like, dude, my fox is so much better than yours. And he's like, no way, like, bring it. And he came over and just whooped him.
Joey just like beats me. I was like, no, like this is not okay. And I got so mad. I acted like I didn't care. There's something about Melees that even then I never liked anyone being better than me at the game. With other games I can accept it. I'm like, okay, but with Melee it's like, no, like I just want to be the best. Because the game's so special in so many ways, and I just always liked it, and I've always had this connection with it.
It was like that all the way till we went to our first tournaments. For me, just like any other player that starts off, you go to a tournament, it's in a completely different environment from playing at home.
Sweating bad.
It's a lot of pressure. You want to do well, you want to play your best, you don't want to mess up this, that. And for him, it was just like, he played like he was at home. And I think that was, if anything, that was the biggest realization, the realizing he's just better than me.
EVO 2007 was the first year that it had Smash, had Melee. There were so many Melee players that they made the first few rounds best of 1 in the bracket, and M2K played Mango very early on in the bracket. Of course, we didn't know he was any good. We just, oh, this random 15-year-old kid playing Jigglypuff.
I'm 14 or 15, and this guy Mewtwo King runs the world. Mewtwo King was thought to be this unstoppable, robotic, human being, god, everything just into one, and then no one can touch him.
This inspired me to play Puff.
I'm a no one. I'm still like a kid who just plays Jigglypuff.
I had warned people on the East Coast about him, and PC Chris and Cactuar. Like, they were asking me, like, who's good on the West Coast? And I would always say Mango. Mango's, like, he's something different. I can't tell you why he's good. I can't tell you what he's going to do to you, but you need to be careful about him.
So I beat him, and then I get third, losing to Ken and Hugs. So I'm 15, I just got third, and for third place it was $1,000. I'm like, oh my god, like I was losing it. I'm like, Mom, look, like $1,000. Like I got $1,000 for like just like playing the game and like wanting to win. I've always just played because I love the game. And it's like the fact that I can even make this little amount, I'm like, oh, I'm in. Like, let's go. Like, let's do this.
I didn't think I would be, but somehow I pulled it out. I'm not scared to play anybody. I'll play anybody.
But he was just a little innocent but kind of cocky kid, and he never took a step back. If he beat you, then he was on your level, and that was it. He would never, he was consistent. He would keep going up and up and up. He rose up the ranks pretty quickly. I'd say within 6 months, he was already one of our top 3.
However long it might take somebody anywhere else in the country to think someone is good, it's going to take us on the East Coast twice as long, especially if they're on the West Coast. Because for a long time, East Coast is where Smash lived. So if some kid from the West Coast beat Mewtwo King in a best of 1, great, awesome. Blog about it, that's great, awesome.
I remember endlessly making fun of Mewtwo King. You lost to a Jigglypuff? His name was Mango? Never heard of this guy. What is going on, Jason? You suck, dude. And he was like, no, it was a best of 1.
So people felt like, well, if it was a set, Mewtwo King would have won. So people didn't buy it yet.
1 month before Mango's surprise upset of Mewtwo King at EVO 2007, Nintendo of America President Reggie Fils-Aimé took the stage at the Nintendo Media Conference at E3 to announce a release date for a long-anticipated new game, the next Smash Bros.
It was a long time after Melee came out before the next Smash Bros. Was announced. That was Smash Bros. Brawl, and that came out in 2008.
Brawl is just kind of like this looming thing. And I say looming now only because of retrospect. It was this exciting thing. A new Smash Brothers game's coming out. There's going to be even more characters, and Melee's been out for so many years, right? We're ready for something new.
From a competitive standpoint, kind of seemed like a step back in our eyes, and Sakurai seemed to take the game in a different direction with Brawl, where he wanted to focus more on making it accessible to new players rather than making it deep and, you know, a really competitive fighter.
He slowed the game down, and in many ways he also dumbed it down. A lot of the competitive techniques were removed. People didn't take that very well. Though they were so excited when Brawl was first released, the hype sort of declined, and ultimately many players went back to Melee.
In anticipation of Brawl's imminent release, the East Coast announced what was billed as the last Melee tournament to take place on February 2nd, 2008. Pound 3.
People were getting ready to quit Melee. It looked over. It's like, all right, well, we just play the next one. And people were already like giving it to Mew2King. It's like Mew2King won Melee. So we thought this would be our last big Melee tournament.
I believe it was the first time he flew out, which was like nuts for us. I don't think we ever thought we were going to be traveling for Smash.
Pound 3 was an amazing tournament going by the VODs and going by what it meant for Smash, but that tournament ran till 4 in the morning, and in the middle of winner's bracket, we had to unplug all the televisions, leave the venue, walk maybe 10 minutes with like literally 6 or 7 CRTs, which were very big and heavy, and we relocated to a basement elsewhere on the campus. Mew2King made it to winners finals as predicted. I don't really think that he had anybody meaningful in his way who didn't just get squashed.
This is from the excerpt.
And then there was Mango, who was this little 16-year-old with like a loose, ugly, stringy mustache and a huge attitude. And I super hated this kid. I don't know what it was about him, but I hated that he was there.
There were just guys walking around who were East Coast just smack talking me during all my sets. Like literally behind me, like, oh, this guy's not that good. This guy's a fluke. I'm like, man, this is rough.
In round 1 of pools, he actually lost to Vist, a local Luigi player. His Jigglypuff lost to Vist, and we were just like, we knew it. We knew it, man. We knew this guy was not that good. We called it. And then we go into the bracket, the top 32 bracket. He apparently loses Link Dittos to Silent Wolf.
And for him to lose a first match in a Link Ditto in the bracket and then go straight to losers, I was upset. I was so mad at him for doing that, because we went all the way out there to see him do well, and he was already messing around, even back then as a little kid.
Everyone's expecting me to succeed, and it's like I gotta do good this whole time, you know? That's when it hit me that from now on I would always have this pressure on my back. That's when I realized, like, oh dang, like it's not gonna be easy from here on out now. Like now, once people have the expectation, like it's go time.
In a twist of fate separated by 6 years, a little Smash history would repeat itself.
Mango Lucky do not want hand warmers, so here they are.
I like that they recreated it, like, obviously they don't have the footage, but I like that they actually recreated with footage, because in the excerpt they didn't have footage of the matches, like pound matches. I'm very glad they did this. That was sick. That was sick.
Yo, that was sick.
My goodness, Lucky. Okay, yeah. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa.
It's like back then no one knew how to DI throws or something.
In Melee, we love to be cool. Even our top players, even in tournament, even when there's thousands of dollars on the line, we love swagging. Oh, and the forward smash! The simple and clean finish!
People
like this.
Mango really blossom in these high pressure situations.
That was nasty.
He's good in top 8s.
And Mango finds the up air.
He's good in finals.
It's not a Mango thing.
No.
So, you know, but wait a minute. Just as I say that, Mango's saying, yo, I have tech skill 2!
My goodness!
Ha! That's funny as how they play on these stages.
Mango as a player plays best from behind.
Oh, beautiful down tilt.
Yeah. Whoa!
He plays best in the losers bracket. Losers bracket Mango, it's like put it on the big screen. Like we're about to see some Melee here, boys.
Getting out of his mind.
Mango's playing amazing right now. I gotta say.
This is dope. Court was like a top 3 player back then.
Mata has a mountain to climb.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh my gosh, and Mango wins 3-1.
God.
Young left.
Oh my God.
Shine there. Shine there.
Oh, they does it again.
Wow.
The double dump.
That was Did he really do that? If he really did that, that's
Habits that
disgusting.
people have that they're conditioned to do because that is what you were supposed to do and that's what used to work 9 times out of 10 until you fought him.
Wow, the moonwalk.
And then he gets away with it because he knows you better than you know yourself.
Dude, I do that all the time. I actually do that all the time.
You can't force Ugly Mango.
Apparently, yes, you can. Wow.
Oh, and Mango with the fanfare.
It's like the fact that it's melee doesn't
New
matter.
disciple, shout
He
out.
just beat you.
Count it again, Mango.
Before I knew it, Mewtwo King was playing Mango in Grand Finals. Mango was playing Jigglypuff. Like there's no Jigglypuff was not very good at the time. I don't think that anybody really played her to much effect. Mewtwo King picked Marth versus Puff, which
God, this reminds me of when
I'd
I
always
first
heard was a very good matchup for Marth, and it looked like he could do nothing.
Mewtwo King has this fault. He forgets that it's a person-to-person game, and you can lose the exchange no matter what character you are.
Performance and skill don't always align. I mean, they're different skill sets. Knowing how to perform and win is not the same as being good at melee.
Very true.
And I mean, Mango knows how to perform. Plain and simple, Mango performs. And Mewtwo King doesn't always.
Finds an up smash. Mango at such high percent, but I think it's over. Can Marth make it back? Does he have a jump? No.
Wow, and Mango.
Bracket reset.
Mewtwo King's problem is that, yeah, he'll do well, but if something doesn't go his way, he'll start to fall apart. And I think Mango feeds off that.
Mango's come for losers, has to take 2 sets off Mewtwo King to win the tournament. When's the last time we saw this? Pound 3.
Probably.
So good. Mango combo!
That was disgusting.
In a long, weird set, Mango ends up taking the first set from Mewtwo King and resetting the bracket. I remember Plank screaming at Mewtwo King, just camp! Camp! You've camped every game of your whole life. Camp this guy! And try as he might.
Probably didn't say
Mango
this
found a way
guy.
in.
Probably used another word.
Oh, and he sides him!
He up airs!
Mango beats Mewtwo King!
Mango takes the big house 4 out of Mewtwo King's arms.
Yeah!
Let's go!
Yeah, Mango! Shake his hand, hold on, shake his hand.
I still actually can't believe that Mango won Pound 3 over Mewtwo King from loser's bracket, bringing it all the way back. This is one of the first major tournaments I think that Mewtwo King was like the clear favorite, the god of the game. There was one god at that time, and someone beat him.
Dude, after we beat Armada, I had to put this on. Dude, you won me so much money in side bets. How much you make? Like almost 20 bucks. So much you broke Smashers, dude.
M2K seeming like he's trying to end the metagame. Mango just opened it back up. He was like, if you play like this, just play with reads, go for crazy stuff, then you can beat the person that's trying to turn the game into an optimized, perfect system.
So it was just like, wait, Brawl's coming out, but like what's going to happen to Mango versus Mewtwo King?
I remember leaving the venue, talking to HBK, who I desperately miss, and asking him, is Mango the best player in the world?
That's dope. I like that. I really like that. That's a great way to start it off, actually.
I was like a truther, right? Where this did not happen.
I'm just like sick of it. I'm like, you know what? Like, let's go round 2.
He's like, this guy's a beast. He probably has the best Fox and Falco in the world. I'm like, wait, what?
Why are they so good?
They're Swedish.
Before I put down this stupid controller, I will get the best in the world.
He's Sweden's best. I'm gonna take him out.
Armada's a shark.
Oh my god!
He said, drown him.
You get this whole persona, and it's just gone. It's gone.
Wow!
Yeah, I like that they started off with the part that everyone was waiting to see, the excerpt. That was amazing. Are they gonna show another episode? Was that the first? Oh, that was the first episode. Okay, all right.
When your day is too post-worthy, to bother posting. Irish Spring Body Wash. Earn your shower.
All your favorite flavors are on DoorDash. And now we're welcoming Little Caesars to the family. Get a free classic pepperoni or cheese pizza when you spend $10 or more. DoorDash. Every flavor welcome.
The Triple Treat Box, only from Pizza Hut. No one out pizzas the Hut.
This has never happened before in the history of gaming.
Pretty awesome, huh?
It's pretty good. Let's do this.
Beyond the veil lies the Shadowlands.
Where every soul has its place. World of Warcraft Shadowlands, available now.
In a land not so far away, Xfinity Internet customers are saving up to $400 when they add Xfinity Mobile. They can choose from flexible data options and get nationwide 5G included, all on the most reliable network. And they lived happily ever after. Again!
Get an incredible offer on Xfinity Internet, and you could save up to $400 a year when you add Xfinity Mobile. Click, call, or visit a store today.
So the first episode was really great. I like that they started off with the excerpt from Metagame. They incorporated, that footage because everyone was kind of basing their expectations off of that, and it definitely lived up. I kind of don't like how they used the footage of the kids kind of trash talking each other when they were playing Ganon vs. Link on Temple. That just kind of seemed really cheesy. And I wish they didn't reuse that song on the first when they first focused on Mango. And I wish they didn't reuse that song from the original Smash Dog when they first started focusing on Mango. I feel like it's always better to introduce new things. They did reuse a lot of assets, which I understandably. They did reuse a lot of assets, which understandably you have to because there isn't much footage or pictures of people back then in that early era of Smash. But the first episode was really good, and I'm looking forward to the second one. Logo sick.
C9 Mango, did you think, even for a minute, that you would come to this tournament and beat everyone?
No. But see, I'm going to tell you guys one thing.
I would love to hear one thing.
That I cannot play the game for 10 years. Literally 10 years.
I know you're going to say.
And I can come to a tournament. And there's always going to be that 1% chance, no matter what, that I'll play amazing, go into Neo mode, and lay the smack down.
First question is, how do you feel? Very, very bad. Why don't you tell me about that? What do you feel bad about?
I feel bad about the performance. I am a very, very competitive person.
Yes.
If I do not place first, that's not enough for me.
Yeah, second place is no good.
That's no good, which means fourth place is horrible.
How do you live like that, Armada?
Well, when you come to America, sometimes you're going to get the American beat down. And that happens sometimes. And sometimes Americans get beat down.
Yep.
But we take it and we get up and do what we got to do.
Oh, that was Veclor! Oh, shit! Yo, that's dope!
He plays first.
Yeah.
He might play second or third or whatever, but you know that he has
I love
something up
Veclor.
his sleeve.
They'll always be scared to play me because they know when I'm on point. It's a wrap. It's a wrap. Like, this was not supposed to happen.
It wasn't supposed to
I
happen.
played All-Star mode. I can't even beat All-Star mode. I can win big.
You
house.
haven't beaten All-Star mode.
Even if I played okay, Mango would have won, and he is a true champion of this game, and I have the deepest respect for Mango.
It breaks my heart to hear you say that, dude.
I made a tweet about you. You'll see soon. I said I knew you would win, but you already know that.
I'll see you, dude. See you, Joey. My ego cannot handle any more wins. I'm gonna explode. This is it. If I win one more big tournament, it's over.
Mango's he's a true character, that's for sure. That's a good intro. I like the intro.
Having a good day? Okay, so we're gonna count 1,
Not really.
2, and 3.
When I can't pull back, I just shoot.
Good luck.
And if I get grabbed,
They're so good. Why are they so good?
They're Swedish.
That two
Sweden-
frames?
Those players, like the Swedes, have always been like the top.
One of our top
kinda
players is
show.
Sweden.
Is he? I saw people
That's my
holding.
rival.
I saw people holding Swedish flags out.
He's from Sweden. That's why I hate.
What's his
That's
name?
why I hate Nick. Armada.
Armada. Who are you going to beat here to place first? Who is going to be in the
I have to
finals?
beat everyone. Probably Armada.
But who's the best player other than
Armada.
you? Armada.
The top two easily are Mango and Armada. I think that those two have the most ability for Smash in kind of different ways.
Personalities come out in playstyles all the time. All the time.
He has swag. This man knows how to style.
Mango just goes in real quick.
Oh my God!
Oh, and he's forward beats the other direction.
Mango's the type of player that will just go for it, and that's why people love him, is that he will just play for the crowd.
And then he's
No one. Oh my God! Ooh! You just heard the whole crowd in the room go, ooh.
That's why there's Mango Nation. That's why he has crowds chanting his name whenever he's on stage.
The Mango Nation, we say that, we mean subscribers and followers and things like that, and it's true that Mango, I mean, you can do it by numbers or you can just do it by looking at it. Mango is the biggest fan base out of any Smasher. That's undisputed. I think the reason why is because he's so, I guess I want to say he's likable.
Like Cloud9, you have 9 teammates. They don't care.
Your job
Do they,
makes you shave too?
When you win 2 Evos, you can grow the beard. No, I understand you can. You can do whatever you want.
Mango's very much a people person. He's just a likable
Young
guy.
Wizzy.
He's a likable personality, and especially if you talk to him directly, and that's kind of what I think part of why his stream is so popular, is because people get that chance to directly interact with Mango, and they realize, oh wow, this guy's actually super cool.
All the bitches love Mango. Every girl at our school liked me at least once in their life. At least once.
He's just a really nice guy. He's also hilarious. He's really funny.
But Sones, thank you so much. Welcome to the High School Stories Nation. So, yeah, but thanks so much. Pretend this beer. Cheers, dude.
He makes them feel like he's their friend. If you talk to Mango, he's like, oh man, I'm his friend. And even his stream is like that. If you watch it, you feel like you're just hanging out with them.
You just watch Mango at a tournament, and see. And I'm not talking about the random fans that come up to him. I'm talking about the people who know him all the time. It's good to meet you, man. For real, man. I've been watching you for so long. For so long, man. You're like a celebrity, man.
I'm used to it.
He just has a gift for just being himself. I think he really does. He's very comfortable with who he is.
People are drawn to that. They like being around him. They want to be a part of Team Mango, partly because it's a winning team.
Where Falcon wants to be, and he bet everything on coming down with a knee.
And putting him under Battlefield or something. Yeah. That was all he had. Yep. And that's Mango.
Armada, he's like a cold Swedish person, and I guess it comes out in his play style.
Yeah, they play club box next if whoever wins this. But yeah, man, just came over here to say good luck to you, dude. Thank you.
There's nothing to him other than first place. There's not crowd hype. There's not styling on people. There's just practice and get first place. If you get less than that, you failed.
I don't know about this decision.
Yeah.
Because Armada versus Fox, we're going to see some combos.
I've seen this guy play before. He's a Falcon main. His name's
Armada,
Dempt.
Definitely the best Peach on the planet. And Peach is a really interesting character because you can liken her to a tank.
A floaty character that uses her hard punishes to take out opponent stocks as quickly as possible. It's a ruthless efficiency that Armada has perfected.
He plays the game in a very disciplined way that Mango does not. Mango cannot tell you what his combo is. He's just going to do it. Armada will say, well, if he's here, this is what I do. If you're here, this is what I do. And he does it with the most perfect execution. That's his thing. He does not mess it up. He does not drop a combo.
Oh, yeah, that's it. Nice try by Redemption.
You know, if Mango shows up to any national, I don't think anybody can beat him. But if he slips up in the slightest bit, Armada's a shark. He's just going to take him. He's just going to drown him.
Go for Jackson, Mango. Yeah!
Let's go!
Let's go! Yeah, Mango! Shake his hand, shake his hand.
Maybe I was the king of the non-believers. I was like a truther, right? Where this did not happen. King is the best in the world. Mango got lucky. Please see King again. There's no way you're going to win. Period.
6 months to a year on Smashboards, everyone on the East Coast is like, no, it was a fluke. It was a fluke. It'll never happen again. And I'm on the West Coast. I'm winning tournaments. I'm winning everything now. I'm unstoppable. Finally, I'm just sick of it. I'm you know what? Let's go. Let's go round 2.
Fast forward to a revival of Melee. Revival of Melee happens because Brawl had come out in the intervening months, so numbers were dwindling.
Literally, weeklies had ceased to exist for Melee.
But this one tournament, Revival of Melee, just managed to attract people from all over North America.
Overnight, we got maybe 130, 140 registrants. He actually spent maybe 3 or 4 days at my house. We like played Smash a little bit, and he would like actually come to work with me, doing some secretarial work at my dad's concrete subcontractor. And I remember we came late one time, and my dad actually he yelled at both of us pretty good. He yelled at me for being late, but I think you know, he's just like, what do you think you're doing, traveling around the world just to beat this other guy? You know, you want to be the best in something. What does that even mean? You know, should like get a job.
TV, laptop, TV, laptop, TV, laptop.
Going into this tournament, of course, Metagame going to win. Mango's going to come, and he's going to be exposed as a fraud, as someone who got lucky. Mango did not have a free bracket. He had to play through a lot of people. In fact, I am quite confident that his bracket was handpicked to be difficult. But when it came time for winners finals, there was Mango sitting in the chair with his black tank top and shorts and flip-flops. And my hero at the time, Metagame, sitting right next to him.
We're coming here at the epitome of this entire tournament. The reason everybody came to see Mango fight MTK.
Oh, the Revival of Melee, right?
Revival of Melee.
Oh.
Just in general, I think he's raping shit with Falco.
Oh, no, I saw it.
Damn.
That's fine, he's gonna come out of tip room. Everybody watching, I freaking hate Jigglypuff. I think she's the worst character. Why can she press down B and kill you? Doesn't make any sense.
I think I actually got kicked off the mic. Thank God.
Jigglypuff cries when you hit her, friggin' bitch. She's got that smile on her face when she back airs. Oh my god, I hate that move.
I sat there with Wife, the greatest commentator of all time, did not let him talk, and complained about Jigglypuff for 4 games. It was not close.
Mango takes the lead on M2K's counterpick now.
Okay. Whoa. Okay, well that's dirty.
Metagame has some mental roadblocks. If someone gets in his head, he's done.
It's dirty because there's no risk involved. You just jump.
It was like, close up shop, turn the light. There's no way he's gonna win.
Alright, someone's pissed.
They just had to hold their words. They were like, it was a fluke, and then I just come like 3-1'd them, I'm sure.
So now you are gonna get like you said.
Sure enough, Mango won again, and he became considered the best player.
After round 1, it was pretty clear that Metagame didn't have an answer, and he wasn't interested in working to find one.
In the wake of the victory, Mango was undoubtedly the best player. By taking the title from Metagame, Mango shifted the center of the Melee universe from the tri-state area on the East Coast to a rough suburb of Los Angeles called Norwalk.
Just like I have unwarranted love for my area, they have it for theirs. And I always make fun of their area. It's trash. It's like, it's terrible. It's like, but they love it. They love everything about it. He loves like 7-Eleven hot dogs they grew up on over in Norwalk. He loves the gangsters out there. It really defines a lot of who they are, where they grew up.
I know this guy. We started having Fun Day Tuesdays for years. It's been like 5-6 years now. I randomly text Mango. I was like, hey dude, it's Tuesday. Do you want to like hang out or something? He's like, yeah, let's go. Let's hang out. And I was like, okay. And then he just texts me like, Fun Day Tuesday. It makes no sense, no rhyming, no reason, like, but it's funny, it's Norwalk humor, like, that's why it stuck, because it doesn't make sense. We like played Melee for a while, and then we like watched the Human Centipede, which was the weirdest shit I've ever seen. watching people pass out, drawing on Mango. And then the next week I was like, hey, Fun Day Tuesday? And then like it just kept happening for 6 years. For a while there was no Melee whatsoever. And Mango was still beating everybody in Melee.
We're blue, right?
No, we're blue, bitch.
Because are you red?
No, we're red. Alright, we'll be red. You insist, we're red.
They didn't grow up with the suit and tie kind of mindset and lifestyle, and they're proud of it.
What the fuck was that, dude? Give me that Zelda, dude. Not true, dude. You're gonna beat that.
It's not fucking true.
What the fuck? How dare you disrespect?
They're all friends, but like, there's no friendliness in the way that they play against each other. They just live to like laugh at each other.
Yeah.
Shut the fuck up.
No! I'll dunk you for Joey.
You guys suck. I think Joey always says it the best. He always says I have very ash-foolish humor, which is definitely true. Like if you fall off your bike or something, I'm gonna laugh. Like I don't care if you're hurt. Like it's funny to me.
It comes off dickish sometimes, but it's more like if he's in deep, he wants to go deeper because it's funny.
I get my burger and there's like a huge ass bite on it, and I was like, what the f is this? And I look at him, he's like, and I'm like, what? Did you just bite my burger?
We just make fun of people, make fun of each other. That's just, even growing up, that was just like the metagame for being funny and making, like you had to be kind of a dick.
He loves irritating people. He lives to piss people off. And so if he can do something that annoys you, he will do it. And if it works, it'll annoy you that much more. So I think that that's the way he plays.
Oh my god.
You suck, dude. This isn't gonna be close.
Norwalk quickly became known for a unique method of play championed by its greatest player, an aggressive style centered around one concept, the rushdown.
We definitely have this like unique little approach to the game. It was more of a mindset for just, let's do the coolest thing we can do, let's approach all the time. We just wanted to go fast and we wanted to look cool doing it. And it kind of just shaped our space animals into these like very different beings.
There's nothing like rushing someone down in Melee, because there's so many defensive options that when you just destroy all of them and then like destroy him, it's the best feeling.
I don't think that I have fun camping. I don't have any fun camping at all. So what am I gonna do? I'm gonna attack. I'm gonna go balls out and attack the shit out of you.
Oh, that was sick.
Before Mango, Lucky and them, no one was really like going hard like that. The Norwalk people, they definitely made that a thing.
I remember M2K messaging me about playing Mango. He said he finally played Mango outside a tournament. He's like, this guy's a beast. He probably has the best Fox and Falco in the world. I'm like, wait, what? The Jigglypuff kid? M2K does not know what he's talking about. There's no way Mango is the best Fox and Falco. He's a damn Puff player. But he was right.
Haha.
Subsequent tournaments were really bad. I remember in NorCal, it was like a hotel tournament. I watched one game, Mango versus Mew King, grand finals. No one was watching. Mango just had complete control of the stage. Mew King was kind of flailing around when usually he's a very collected, evasive presence on the screen where it's very annoying, very hard to pin him down. And Mango just kind of like would jump at him, would hit a button, and would hit him. That experience for me was just like, he's figured something out that no one was able to figure out for years.
That's the dream, to play that way.
No one understands the game like me. Like Mew King's always like, I know the most about the game. I'm like, yeah, but I understand the game the most. Like there's a big difference between knowing and understanding. I hear people are like, well, you always do this. It's like, no, you can do anything you want. It's just every situation, even if you think you've seen it a million times, it's always a little different. And then in that little difference, you can just do something else, and like they don't see it coming, and then you get the open up, and then you can go to town.
so endless. It's like, why limit yourself to one thing when you can just do anything you want?
You see that?
When I play Super Smash Brothers, I use a lot of my ability to recognize patterns and to make accurate predictions to choose my next move. There are so many different options, and I don't quite have them all in my head at once. I have this theory that Mango sees them all at once and chooses, in the situation, what he thinks is best at the time that it's happening. I don't know if this is humanly possible, I don't know if it's what he does, but if I think about that, it makes it very unpredictable what someone's going to do. If you ask King, I have heard them say, like, you can't read this guy. I don't know what he's going to do.
I didn't see it getting close. On the West Coast in our SoCal tournaments, he was just beating everybody. And then Mango started messing around too.
He was going secondaries, he was dropping sets to random people, he was losing locals, but it felt like he just wasn't winning because he was so tired of winning.
I think he's one of those people that if he doesn't feel like he's being challenged, then he's just gonna have fun. And then he got a challenge from a Swede with short shorts and and a mullet.
Here we go, Mango versus Armada for the first time since Kings of Cali 4.
Yeah, man.
At EVO, they didn't meet up. Hungrybox double eliminated Armada, and Hungrybox sitting eliminated himself at the big house.
Yeah, that's right.
So a very different tournament, and Mango finds the up air.
My friend who introduced me to the scene had told me about Armada, and I drew up a picture of this big, tall guy with a little bit of ungroomed, you know, patchy beard and dreadlocks, and just like this big, intimidating guy. When I met him, he was this little kid, cute as a button. Like, man, that's so cute. And at the same time, this kid was beating all of our asses in my favorite game.
My name is Adam Lindgren, and my gamer tag is Armada.
I love Armada.
I have 10 siblings, 7 sisters and 3 brothers. And yes, they're all from the same mom and dad. I was a bad kid, I'm not gonna lie. And I'm pretty sure my siblings is gonna state it as well.
He was like the most annoying child you can ever imagine.
He just wanted to make all the rules, and he had this special thing going on, like he couldn't eat anything but carbs. We had to let him win in things just so he could win, and we didn't start at a fight.
But of course, with so many people, you have to compromise at some point, you know?
It's hard, you know, being such a big family. Everybody needs to be seen, but when you are so many sisters and brothers, you take care of each other, and we always did that.
As a kid, I was always very competitive, like in all things I did, basically. Like I always wanted to win.
On the boat to Denmark, it's like 2 hours, and you can play a few games. On the car, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna win a lot of money. I was like, yeah, okay, yeah, you're gonna win a lot of money. He won like crazy much money. He had this bag with him home, like only 1 coins, Swedish coins. It was like, bag was so big and so heavy.
Once you start winning and you like it, it can sort of become like an addiction, you know? And it was like that for me. My biggest interest for sure was gaming. When 64 came out, the multiplayer became more of a thing, and since we were so many brothers and like all wanted to play, it became much more natural. And also, since I'm very competitive, I like the multiplayer fact, or the fact you were playing against a human.
Husband, I'm coming for you.
It was a guy here in Sweden, Helios he goes by, and he hold, the first tournament in Sweden, like ever for Melee. And I was like, my favorite game and compete? Hell yeah. Everyone thinks they're very good at this game. Like they're beating their friends in their neighborhood. I was going through the exactly same experience. I was like, oh, I'm good at this game. I will win this tournament. And reality was hitting me pretty hard.
He wasn't like up to the current like metagame level. He was mostly like a rolling, down smashing scrub.
When everyone was like so excited about these matches, I was like, before I put down this stupid controller, I will get the best in the world.
His playstyle is and has always been of the scientific kind. He figures out the optimal option and will do it almost every single time.
The next 6 months, my improvement was so fast.
I played him at a tournament. I four-stuck his Samus on Yoshi's Story. A couple of weeks later, he beats me in tournament.
In a way, I think games, they're like puzzles, and you need to put the pieces together to see the entire picture.
When something went really good, you could hear him scream in the whole house. And something went bad, you could hear something smash in the ground or something like that.
More and more pieces for, putting in, the correct places.
It's like this beautiful, perfect flowchart that he has of every matchup.
I mean, Jesus Christ, he's playing Peach versus Fox, and he makes it look easy.
When you play against Mewtwo King, you can feel the numbers in the game. You can feel the strategy. And then you play against Armada, and you feel this fire inside it, and this fire to make you lose.
He was arguably the best in Europe, best in Sweden. He was very good, but he was still a bit of an up-and-comer.
People did consider me the best in Europe, but I still wanted, the real challenge. I always wanted to be the best, and for Melee, you need to travel to America to prove that, because the community is the biggest there.
Mango was so unchallenged that I don't think he thought he was going to lose this. He was going to beat everybody. It was going to be no problem. And then you kind of hear this slight talk of some Peach player from Europe.
There was this hype on Smashboards months leading up to the tournament. This young kid who plays Peach, who's not supposed to be, well, not a bad character, but not a great character. And he's coming to the US and he's supposed to be like, people are touting him as like, this guy's the best. And everyone from the US is like, no, bro, he's not the best. He's probably not even the best Peach.
Some fucking doofus said that Armada shouldn't even be considered for top Peach.
I'm pretty sure they thought that we were irrelevant. Who's from Europe? No one's important from Europe.
Oh, Armada, he's not any good. Europe sucks. Europe, what the fuck is that? Is that even a country? It's like, no, it's a continent.
We were just going into Sweden's thread, just saying all kinds of dumb things, like America, yada yada. We're gonna be amazing. We're gonna beat you guys. You guys are nothing.
He's gonna come here and get he's gonna get slapped around. Get this guy out. He plays Peach. No one at the time played Peach. It's just let him come down. We'll see what happens to him.
These guys, they think you're gonna place top 30, at best. He's maybe not even top 5 of the Peaches in the world. And I was like, this is so much bullshit. It made me push myself, oh, Mewtwo King, Mango, they are 10 times better than me. Go back to the lab, practice, improve, become better. You have to prove them wrong. Because I've always loved to prove people wrong, I'm not gonna lie.
He starts off with Lucky.
I didn't think very much of him, so I went at it like I'm gonna beat this guy. Like he's Sweden's best, I'm gonna take him out.
Lucky's playing the matchup Fox versus Peach on Dreamland like phenomenally. He's like running on the platforms, making it really hard for Peach to approach, and he gets it.
People are like, okay, like that's, you know, the first really tough opponent. Now it's, you know, time for the European guy going to losers. Like now we are showing him how to play the game.
And then Armada just figures something out and starts comboing the mess out of him.
Oh. 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 Oh! I'm angry right now.
He plays games 2 and 3, and he beats Lucky, and you're like, okay.
Dude, Joey, you almost had it. Like I'm like, yeah, it's fine. He's not that good, dude. Like he's not gonna do anything.
Well, that's fine. I mean, he beat Lucky. So he's a high-level
Ooh,
player.
Shiz.
He can beat Lucky. But he's got Shizwiz next, so he's not going to beat Shizwiz.
Shiz top 5 player at the time. Like, it was like, dude, I don't know if he's going to beat Shiz, man. Shiz is crazy.
Shiz, he ain't no fucking joke. Oh my
Bro,
God.
Shiz is so sick.
Damn.
When Armada goes, like, you know how he goes off stage, goes all the way down, floats, then hits you? No Peach ever did that before. That was the first time. He recovered, crowd went crazy.
Oh! Wow! What the f?
If you mess up a single thing or get predictable at any single point of time, he will kill you.
That's a win.
Damn.
Oh my God! Wow!
He beat Shiz and we were like, whoa.
And at this point I was, you know, guaranteed in the top 5, but I did not come for top 5, I came for first place.
Next is Music King. It's like, nah, he's not beating Music King.
The true test is Music King. It's like, if he's actually good, he can beat Music King. Like, not many people can do it.
Music King really knows his matchup.
That was the last time I think I was nervous in the tournament. I wanted to prove myself, and I wanted to do it for all of Europe because we had been trash talked so much for so many years. I wanted to prove, like, if I beat Music King, no one can say anything.
Words can't describe the feelings that is in this room. Oh!
Right when he beat Music King, the whole crowd like knew this guy was legit. Like everyone except was like, what the? Like everyone was like, oh my God, like who beats Music King? No one beats Music King.
So then he plays winners finals versus Mango.
At this point, he was already using Falco. He had kind of dropped Jigglypuff.
Wow! Oh! Oh! What the? Oh my God!
I don't think he had seen that before. He hadn't felt anyone punish him that hard.
It's good. It's that good.
Mango did not lose. Mango didn't drop sets. Like, ever. And Mango, in the clutch, is supposed to just win. Because he does that versus Mewtwo King. And he makes Mewtwo King look like a fool. So, why is he losing to Armada?
I remember him talking about that on the last Stock Legends, to lose a stock like that.
Armada, he plays the game to react to his opponent rather than read his opponent. In theory, when you break it down, reacting is always better than reading. You're giving yourself time to respond to what they do instead of trying to just predict what they do and hope it works out, which is kind of the Mango style of play. Armada's pretty much the opposite, where he only wants to commit to something that's guaranteed.
The tension in the room was like, oh my God, what is happening? Like, no one could believe their eyes. It went down to like the last stock, the last hit.
Yeah, wow!
I made it. I beat Mango in our first set ever. I could see Mango, he was not pleased at all.
Like what just happened? I remember like who's this European guy? He's got like his long hair. He's like some guy. I'm like, what is he doing here? Why did he just beat me?
Mango was sort of trash talking me a bit beforehand as well, and now this Swedish guy was beating him in front of all his homies.
Like, that's not right. So after that, I remember walking off the stage. Like, one of my friends was like, "You got this in grand finals." And I was like, "Yes, I'm not gonna let this happen." So then I get to Armada again, and I try my Falco first game.
Again, he's not playing.
Didn't he? He beat HBox.
Mango gotta win 2
beat
sets.
HBox to get there.
Wow.
He just destroys me.
You did not beat Mango this viciously. Damn. Damn. Oh. He's fucking Mango up.
And even the commentators, they're like, Mango is so smart, but he looks like an idiot.
Taking him to base. He's like, hey, Mango, welcome to physics. Where you at? Oh, my God.
And then I remember the crowd just being like, oh, like, because Armada's now up 1-0 in Grand, and everyone, you can feel it in the air.
Then I think at that point, it was like, all right, I need you, Puff. Like, please come back and save me for old time's sake.
I just hope Mango wins. Armada's about 8 stocks away from winning his first major tournament outside of Europe. Winning his first American tournament. Yeah. He meets King and Mango. There you go. Good jump back, baby.
I think it's like a reverse back air or something. Yeah, reverse back air. I remember that.
Mango.
And like I pull out the Puff in the second game, and I barely win. It's like, I'm like, this is gonna be a long set, because like floaty battles are just like, you don't really have too many combos. It's like I hit you, and then that's it. And then we see, we're like, it's just slow pace, and it's like, to outplay this guy this long is like so rough.
Back in business. Give him retirement. It's been a while. 7, Mango. It's been a while. He's himself again. Oh. And Armada did not skip a fucking beat.
In game 3, I pulled off like an amazing Stitch Face combo.
Oh, shit. Oh my, wow.
He dies 0 to death in like 3 seconds. This character that is not supposed to die fast, it was possible with, this one Stitch.
Wow. That just destroyed the momentum. What just happened?
And he got pretty shaky after that.
He actually called for me out to coach him in finals. He played his heart out. He ended up losing the match. There was a Stitch Face involved like near the end, and he just lost. And then he turns to me and he says, I can't do it. You grow up with this kid who's just got so much confidence, and he's so sure of himself. And it's not just false confidence, like he's proved it. He was beating everybody. And he actually turned to me and he said, I can't do it. Like he thought he was done. And it's actually somewhat emotional too, just because like you get this whole persona and it's just gone. It's gone.
That's fucking crazy.
My goal was just to convince him that he could still do it.
Either this dude can see into the future, or he's got the fastest reaction time ever. He reacts to everything perfectly.
It's true.
I haven't seen him like miss one thing. He doesn't predict, he just reacts. He's so good at it.
Armada has the edge, and Mango's fighting from behind. And really, it's like, Mango's gonna lose.
I was on the phone with someone, and I was just saying, like, yeah, Europe just won this tournament. It was 2-1 Armada, and he was up 2 stocks versus Mango in a Peach versus Puff matchup, which is like, once you get behind, there's not all that much you can do.
This is like one of the best moments ever in Melee history, in my opinion. And this, along with Mango beating Mewtwo King the first time at EVO, this inspired me to play Jigs. This was the sickest thing.
I need something. Like something. I need to pull something out, or it's just I'm gonna lose.
Everyone's yelling. It's so hype.
There's like the 6th sense.
Oh, Mango!
I just knew it in my heart.
Mango!
Mango jumps towards him, And right where Armada stops, Mango's on top of him and presses down B, and Peach goes flying off the screen.
Well, I'm right next to him. So I'm like, yeah, we're hot. Yeah, we're hot fiving.
This is insane. I've never seen a read like that before, and never seen anyone punish a read with a rest, which
easily
is like,
the sickest play.
That's basically, if you could do that reliably, it's like, who could ever beat you?
Like, dude, you would think like America just won a war or something.
Really clutching victory from the jaws of defeat. Mango ties up the set. So he still has a long way to go, but after that, it was the Mango show.
I've completely got Mango back into it.
I love that combo. I love that combo.
He had Bobak, the tournament organizer, pay him in singles so he can make it rain on the crowd.
Mango is like throwing out some $1 bills, and one landed on my lap, and I didn't see like he was throwing them around. So at first, my first impression was like it was some guy that was leaving a $1 bill, like, oh, at least you got this.
Mango, 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 Mango.
That was very heartbreaking for me, actually. It was the beginning of my second places.
It solidified Mango's rule as like this otherworldly, untouchable force, and he was.
USA, 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 USA.
Is he gonna make it back? No, not.
Oh, that worked!
He covers two options.
I thought that Armada was just gonna come here and show us that he's the best player right now.
Both of our hearts picks are looking real strong
My
right
heart's
now.
picks looking good.
Our hearts picks are looking real great.
Oh, jab up smash!
Not quite.
Living. But this is Armada has a mountain to climb.
Yeah, that's it. That's
oh
it.
my gosh, and Mango wins 3-1.
Oh my God.
He pats Armada on the shoulder.
I said I knew you would win, but you already know that.
I'll see you, dude. Bye, fun. See you, Joey. Later. Do you think I would win just because you choked?
It's like,
I know
I'm
when he's
waiting
coming
for it.
loose, there's almost nothing that can stop him.
Genesis 1, I wanted to go so bad. Mom was like, I don't want you to go, I don't want you to go. And I was like, look, I really want to do this. I care a lot about this. She ended up saying that I could go, but she kind of did this weird indirect guilt trip thing. You can go do what you love, but you're just going to make me feel terrible, is like kind of how I felt about it. And I was like, well, I'm not going to feel good going and doing what I love to do if that's going to be like that. So I guess I'm not going to go. I had established myself. I did it by beating Chudat in the summer of 2008 at our big local series, which he just happened to come down to, No one cared because I was from NC and Chudat, was kind of washed up or whatever, people make excuses. Like, no one was hyping me. And I made a bigger name for myself after I traveled in the January of 2009 to a tournament called Tipped Off 4 in Georgia.
What are you gonna say, Big Face? Big Catfish knows where it's at. Kick some tail.
Played Hungry Box for the first time.
Well, this is Hungry Box morning from Tipped Off 4. It's pretty nasty right now.
We sit down. I've played some Jigglypuffs. I think I can do this. Like, I know he's good, so we'll see what happens. I was getting gimped. I was getting rested. I couldn't control him. He was up in the air, and I was like, what's he doing? And I went outside and I I cried about it, and I cried for a while. That was only the beginning. I would travel along the south, and he would come and he would just whoop me. Did not know what a Jigglypuff did, did not know what a Hungry Box did, I found out. And then I go to ROM 2, Revival of Melee 2. That was a breakout tournament.
This will be a big tournament. Hopefully I prove myself.
My prediction said you would get top 5 to start.
I would really like to get top 5.
I beat a lot of good players. I performed better than I could have dreamed. But who did I get second to?
Oh, man.
Hungry Box.
Oh, there it is. Sweet spot. Goddamn. Good shit, Hungry Box.
At least I took a game each set now. So that was improvement. People, were really starting to really respect me, and I really felt like I had achieved a lot. And, PC Chris and Mango, like, oh my God, we're gonna play a friendly. And I was like, yes. I was so happy because this is when Mango was the unbeatable, the indomitable, the incredible top player he is. He was the guy that I watched on YouTube and I said, I'm not there yet. He is the bar I hold myself to, but he's just too good.
The first major of 2010 was a landmark tournament. Nearly 350 Melee players attended Pound 4, making it the largest tournament ever at the time. And for the first time, all of the players who would soon be known as the Five Gods were in attendance. The stage was set for a dramatic event and a potential rematch between the top 2 players, Mango and Armada, but it was not to be.
It was the worst performance for me, for sure. First time I was beating Mango, I was beating Mewtwo King, I was beating Shizwiz, but this time I lost against Silent Spectre and Amsa. I had to fly back home to Europe with a 4th place. People might, starting to question, like, was the first time only a one-timer, or is this, even a thing anymore?
I think that was the easiest, most boring tournament for him ever. No one came close. It's Hungry Box versus Mango finals, and he just jiggly-dittered him, and he just beat him pretty badly.
Hopefully Mango wraps this shit up.
Word. Hungry Box misses a rest. And it should be the whole tournament because Hungry Box is on his last tug, and Mango dash dances a bit, and he jabs him, wakes him up. And he says, no, we're going to play some more.
Mango. So disrespectful, Mango. Mango! That's disrespectful to everyone.
Oh my God. He's trolling him. He's disrespecting him so hard.
To Hungry Box, to me, to you.
That's who he was. He just reminded you that he was better than you. It didn't matter how good you were. He beat you when he wanted to, and he made fun of you while doing it. And I think Mango's persona really rubbed off on a lot of his peers in SoCal, and I think it rubbed off on all of the other top players.
Hungry Box walks off. I don't even think he shook hands with Mango.
I friendlied Mango at that event. I have never played a friendly session in my life where I have gotten beaten more than I have won. Goodness, I was, I'm like, I'm so tired, because mentally worn out, because, I'm playing someone I'm barely keeping up. And then I'm like, all right, come on, we're going to go again. And I go again and I get my butt kicked. Oh, all right, let's go again. And I would go again and I get my butt kicked.
Good read.
And there were times where I noticed he would look over a little bit, and he would just, and you could tell he really wanted more out of me. I think Mango was sad. He wanted me to try hard. He wanted me to push more out of him.
You want someone to be able to push you to your limit. You want to be able to test yourself against the best possible opponent, someone that can actually bring out the best in you as well. And Mango didn't really have that for a while.
He changed so much after Pound 4 in an honestly tragic way.
He got kind of bored a little bit because he's not having anyone push him to that limit where he needs to improve.
It took us a long time to catch up to like what he knew.
My ego cannot handle any more wins. I'm gonna explode. This is it. If I win one more big tournament, it's over.
To be honest, and I think I mirror what Mango felt. I feel like he won when he wasn't at his best. Straight up. I don't think that was his best, and he still won. So, you know, that's trouble for the country. Or the other way around. It could be bad for Mango because he might get bored. I don't know. I'm hoping someone steps it up and gives it to him.
I like that ending to the episode.
I didn't really fit in at all.
And just like, this guy sucked. So bad.
HBox was kind of the opposite style as Mango.
He's smart, he's patient. It's a real problem.
I request to all the Swedish people that we do not talk about this. Like Fight Club.
Watch the live stream. I will win. I promise.
Mango's kind of looking for like a successor.
His name on Twitch used to be I Destroy PP69.
I felt like this limiter, this wall.
Crowd is violent right now.
Payback is a bitch.
The Limiter. That's a funny name. Alright, so episode 2 was dope. Focused a bit more on Mango and after like the okay, so episode 2 was dope. It focused a bit more on Mango and the rise of PPMD, and I'd say Pound 4 was the main focus of this episode. I like how they explained Mango wanting more from other people to challenge him because Armada performed not so well at that tournament. Okay, so episode 2 was dope. It focused more on Mango and the rise of PPMD, and Pound 4 was the main focus of this episode as well. Okay, so episode 2 was dope. It focused a bit more on Mango. Yeah. What do you think so far? It's good. I like it. It's actually sick. Yeah, I like it. I destroy PPMD. Okay, so I just watched episode 2. It was pretty dope. It focused on Mango and the rise of PPMD, with Pound 4 being the main tournament of the episode. And I like how they explained about Mango getting bored, about not having anyone who would challenge him enough and push him to the extreme. I'm not going to say I can relate to that, but I can understand that as a very competitive person. When you do beat most of the people that you play with, it does get boring, and you do kind of lose motivation to keep playing if you're not able to be challenged. And I experienced that a lot playing with my brothers and my cousins initially when I got good. So that's what initially pushed me to tournaments. Mango is just a very interesting character. So is PP. And yeah, episode 2 is really nice. Yep. Dad just told me he watched a documentary about Lee Murray yesterday.
Oh, the MMA fighter, yeah.
I always start with the same thing, and this is just a lot of like kind of fun anyway because you really connect with the game. You really get a feel for how the tools feel. So you want to face every single way, so you're very used to it. You're very comfortable with it by the time you play in tournament. Most people wouldn't think this is what I do to learn how to play, but simplicity is beautiful.
The match we've been waiting for. PP and Armada.
The most important thing when you are nervous, when you are watching people that have all the pressure on them, everyone's yelling, the most important thing that is going to kick in right then is your muscle memory.
PP is just doing everything. He's attacking from all angles. He's keeping Armada guessing. He's making great choices.
Holy
PP.
You're like overwhelmed. Your brain is freaking out.
PP has the ledge. Just like I said, neutral out of that laser, and quick neutral out right there. Bam! Take the second match. Nice work, Armada.
And the only thing that's going to save you is not necessarily a Hail Mary. It's not, there's nothing. You can't pause the match and say, hey, I need to take 5, gotta have a water break. You don't get that. What you get is whatever you have prepared to do.
The crowd is violent right now.
Absolutely. Okay, it's looking good. That was a very, very beautiful combo on PP.
If I know this, I return to what's comfortable. I say, yes, okay, I'm doing actions I'm familiar with. They have to respond to it. This gives me a sense of control. This gives me a sense of power in the situation. And that's what I want.
That's going to do it. Wow, great set players. Great set players. Armada very pleased with a fist bump and the scream. Grabs Amsa right next to him. Congratulations, Europe. You're taking the winners finals.
I love that intro.
We did accelerated reader points in my elementary school and middle school, which is like you read a book and you get AR points, accelerated reader points. And I wanted the most. It kind of set up my lifelong relationship with reading. I love the heck out of it. I was always second. I do my own history, you know, and I kind of like live my life like kind of like a story a little bit, and I always want to like, you know, log it and see where it's going. I grew up in a little town called Shelby, North Carolina. If you think of Southern hospitality, you would think of places like Shelby, I think. And if you ask my parents, they'd say I was a good kid. I didn't really do anything really terrible. I wasn't really getting into a lot of trouble. I look back and I see a little bit different story. I see a pretty spoiled kid. I see a kid that bossed around his poor, miserable friend a lot. When I got older, 12, 13, I was worried about people liking me, you know, that kind of strange time for everyone. I had a friend who was smarter than me, and he was funnier than me, and he was better at arguing than me. And so he let me have it every day. I turned from a kind of spoiled kid into, you know, a kid that just wants to be on everyone's good side. My whole life was Nintendo, pretty much. And I remember very distinctly being extremely excited for Melee. Yes! God, and I was just like, yes! And I just yelled and was so happy when I saw it. My grandmother was like, shh. I played that for years and years, casually. I loved playing that game. I loved it. And I was a huge daydreamer. And this is partly from reading, partly from being separated from, you know, society, from like, you know, being in Shelby, and then just how I was raised by my parents to be a little bit isolated. You know, I would daydream. I envisioned this perfect game. I love the open 3D world that Smash provides me, but the thing that Melee just doesn't seem to have is it's just not fast enough. So I want to push more buttons. Finally just decided to question myself, is there anyone out there that can beat my Mario? It was my first ever YouTube search, and I found a match. Donkey Kong is comboing the Fox, and he's going fast, and everything's crazy. They're hitting each other, and the percent's going up. And I asked the typical noob question. I was like, how are they doing this? They're doing something. There's something is happening that's making them do this. And I was like, that means I could do it. That friend I mentioned, who I met in middle school actually, he gave me a hard time and everything, but he was hilarious. He went out of his way to make me laugh, and I spilled orange juice, and it was all over my lap. He made so much fun of me that day. It was terrible. You know, people were coming up to me, did you pee yourself? I said, no. But one of the things he called me was Dr. Pee-Pee.
Dr. Pee-Pee!
My first tournament, I realized, I was like, everyone has these cool gamer tags, and I don't have one. It's like, oh shoot, I need a gamer tag. What am I gonna do? I wasn't going to be good at the game. I knew I wasn't gonna be good, but I needed people to know who I was and to like me anyway. I could be Dr. Pee-Pee.
You are so Dr. Pee-Pee!
I kind of just learned through trial and error and like a very rough way of thinking about things, and videos and videos and videos and videos and videos. And I just learned mix-ups and how people pretty much always reacted to very certain stimuli that I would give them. I switched from Mario to Falco, actually. I was inspired by the Shizwiz.
That's so cool. I love that. I love that Shizwiz inspired Pee-Pee.
He was very aggressive, very good comboing, very flashy, and I really wanted to be him. Played and I tried to be aggressive. I don't think this is in me. I can't play like that. I have to play to my strengths. Putting people in positions where it felt kind of unwinnable for them. Combos which hit as hard as I possibly could hit. It was tightly controlling. I wanted to micromanage every single thing. The problem with that is people don't like that you're not flowing. They don't like that you're not approaching a lot. It's not fun. Given that our state was about having more fun, I didn't really fit in at all. They would get upset and they'd be like, man, you play so lame. And I'm like, well, you know, I'm just trying to do the best I can. You know, I think, you know, you play good games and maybe I can help you out sometime. And they're like, don't talk to me like that. I want to be upset with you, you know? My local tournament, I got 4th at it. I became quickly the subject of an intense ranking discussion. Like, what do you do with this guy? He came out of nowhere and just got 4th at our tournament. That doesn't happen. I kept putting up results after that.
Yeah, beat Chudat. He 3-stock Chudat in grand finals.
Yeah, Chudat's pretty good.
He beat Chudat. What tournament was that? Dr. Peepee, Falco player, number 1 in North Carolina.
Nice to meet you, man.
The Dunk.
Did you go to FC? I did not. I'm a new guy.
He comes along. I remember playing him for the very first time at Tipped Off 4.
Beasting it up, trying to see. Right now, me and Linguini are 6-0, so that's pretty good. Picking up pools.
This was a big tournament too, full of good players. And I remember getting so far in bracket and like lose semis. I thought I got him Dr. Peepee. I'm like, what? Who is this guy? He's probably a scrub, and I played him and I fucked him up. And I'm just like, this guy sucks. He's so bad. But I later realized that he's actually really good. He's just horrible against Puff. He has no idea what to do.
It's terrible because you're this control freak and you're trying to micromanage, and this thing is just, you know, whatever. The Herb series, he would come to that and he would beat me. I would go back to Tipped Off, and he would go back to that and he would beat me. And it sucked. I hated losing to him.
Me beating him that badly was definitely a motivation for him to just practice the shit out of that matchup and really understand things in the psyche of the matchup that even I don't understand.
He was like beating me. I was just kind of thinking, well, I mean, you know, I think I could still beat the character. You know, I have a lot of faith in Falco. Let's figure it out. Like, this is when, you know, Puff just beat Falco. Like, you know, Hungrybox was like, Puff beats Falco. Everyone thought that, and it was just like, I'm gonna keep trying to figure it out. So you have to look at the matchups as like they're currently being played, and then think about like almost like a theoretical other metagame that like you want people to kind of like strive for and push the game to.
The way he approaches the game is completely different from the other 4. He approaches it very mentally. He studies players. Like, he'll watch tape, but he doesn't look at when he got hit. He looks at what position he was in before that to even get hit. And then he looks at what leads into that position. Like, why did I even move there? Oh, it's because he likes to do this. And like, he'll go that far into every situation.
It sort of got to the point where he got to Herb 3, and then he finally beat me at Herb 3.
And Hungrybox, I have no clue what happened, but ladies and gentlemen, I do know that was the end. PP is your Herb 3 champion.
You know, that was the first sort of thing, like, whenever I lose to a player in a tournament, I can sort of, for some reason, like, foreshadow, like, they're probably gonna be really good.
And now, like, the conventional wisdom is Falco beats Puff.
As the battle to improve and become the best raged in the South, the world's undisputed champion was finding his position at the top to be somewhat less desirable than he'd hoped.
The first person to break the curse was Kage. The person who made Mango lose a tournament.
Oh, that's so scary. Mango, love.
It was at Revival of Melee 2, and Kage beat him in winners with Ganon, which made no sense, and then he beat him in the losers, which made even less sense.
Oh, Mango! Kage ended the reign.
Mango's here, but he's not winning the tournament?
That's the first time I realized that like being the best at something like has like it sucks sometimes. People expect me to go out and perform at a certain level, and if you don't, it's like everyone sees, and it's like you just get walk of shame it, you know. And it's just like, this is rough. Like, is this a life I want to go down?
He felt that there was this unfair burden that was placed on him by you people who were maybe like his fans, where like we expected him to win. And there was some truth to that, but I think for Mango and for a lot of players, you know, once you get to the top of the mountain, you need to figure out why you want to stay there, because there are other people who haven't been there yet, or they want to get back there and they're hungry. So I think Mango kind of threw himself off the mountain and was okay with it for a long time.
And then after Kage beat Mango, he went on to lose to Hungry Box and PP, which was kind of ironic in a way because Mango was playing Puff and Falco, and then Hungry Box and PP were Puff and Falco. And PP, mind you, was coming up, right? So PP beats him with Falco, and PP looks like a slightly stronger Falco on that day.
Oh my God! PP out for broke. PP like, hey Mango, take notes.
I got it second. So yeah, you know, I walked away from ROM 2 happy. Placed over Mango, PC Chris, who was still a huge name at the time. PC Chris was like, oh my God, you know, are you Dr. PP? You know, you did so well at this tournament. Can I play a friendly with you? And I was like,
he definitely kind of had like the wide-eyed new smasher thing going on, where he was like in like bewilderment of how good the game was and really just wanted to get better. And I think that's the biggest thing I noticed about his personality early on, was he just seemed to have a lot of drive, a lot of passion to get better.
Mango, that's disrespectful to everyone. To Hurrybox, to me, to you.
After a resounding victory at Pound 4, Melee's greatest player was looking for a way to step back from the game, and found his opportunity in the up-and-coming Falco player from North Carolina.
Mango was kind of looking for like a successor. Right? At that point, he's like, whatever, I'm tired of doing this. You know, you all suck and whatever, and I want to train someone. And we played a lot and we talked some. It was, you know, I was kind of put off by like how abrasive he was, and no, I will not tell you that once you get to know him, it's better. No, he just stays abrasive, and like he just also learns to make you feel good sometimes.
Complete disrespect. His name on Twitch before he started streaming used to be I Destroy PP69. Like that was Mango. He didn't even bother putting his own name on his own account. It was I Destroy PP69. They would always talk. They would talk about the game. They would poke fun at each other, and Mango more so.
So I think we fit certain roles for each other. He was kind of in my corner after that point. He really wanted a Spacey to do well. He's like, yeah, Mewtwo King plays like a virgin, you know, whatever. And we became friends. We talked on AIM. We got a lot closer, and Mango would tell me where I was on his friend hierarchy. I was always at the bottom of the list. He would link me like his gangster music, and I'd be like, oh, okay. You know, I'd listen to like pop music and Toho.
Ghetto butt blasting.
you think, man, I'm like, oh, it's pretty sick, dude. And he'd just be like, I'm so disappointed in you, Kevin. I don't know what you want. I don't listen to this. And I could feel, as I got better, as I kind of was exposed to more stuff, as I, you know, especially as Mango got better and I got to know him better and talk to him about the game more, and I would play him, I felt, this sounds a little strange, but I felt there was this limiter, this wall, there was like something holding me back. I felt like chained. I wanted to come forward, but I didn't know how. I didn't understand what to do. Even though I was like playing very rigidly, I wanted to get them. So like I'm not running across the stage at them like Mango. I would play like with like always having a threatening intent, like, you know, you have to watch out. If you slip up mentally, I'm going to come and get you, but until then I'm going to wear you down. And people just kind of said, no, you're just playing lame. And so there was a huge internal struggle there, which, you know, it's kind of is compounded by I really wanted to make people like me and how I felt about myself. I'm going to give up so much if I do it. I don't know what to do.
What's good, people?
Doggy
You know
Sandwich.
exactly who this is. Doggy Sandwich bringing you yet another interview.
I
From
love this guy.
Apex. Sitting next to me, I got the 2-in-1 deal. I got the most interesting man alive. We were saying it today on the stream. This is the man.
I follow him on Twitter, Doggy Sandwich.
Scorpion Master, aka Scorpidor, aka Mango. Say what's up to the people, sir.
What's up?
Apex was like a very developing series. It started out as a brawl tournament. If it weren't for the Apex series, I don't think we would have gotten into Evo, and I don't think our game would have been as big. Because like without these big series, Armada wouldn't even come over.
BBNJ, y'all. I told you Mango was gonna come. He's here.
And that was when Scorp made his official appearance.
He just started deciding to use Mario, and he just called himself Scorpidor. Like he gave himself like a second persona.
What if we just invent some secret person and we just pretend it's not Mango? Scorpion Master.
Scorpidor versus the Music King Winners Finals. He made an account. He was like, he was a personality. People were like, yo, you sure that's not Mango? Because Mango types like that.
Even now, if you check a YouTube video, someone will say, so wait, who is Scorpion Master?
Scorpion Master, guys, insane! Insane! This is madness! I heard he's from Portugal. Where is he from? I don't know.
His Mario was very good too. Like he was beating a lot of players.
Looking like a statue.
His Mario actually did good against Armada.
Scorpion Master. He's Mario! 0 to destruction. That's unacceptable.
You almost beat Meat King with the Mario. I was like, man, we got a long way to go.
I can't believe he's keeping up with Music King shit. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah. The scene is definitely behind if he could beat Meat King with Mario.
South Africa. And then after that, people were like, "Okay, dude, the joke's up." You know, it was funny. Dude. He wrote it till the wheels fell off.
It was just his excuse to not try that hard, but still try. But at the same time, he'll get excused for losing because he's not using his main or anything like that.
Why did you want to come to this tournament?
Because I want to beat Mango.
I was not happy at all. I had traveled across the world, and then my biggest rival was not even giving me a chance of playing him at all. So I felt like pretty upset about that at first. Like, my goal is to become the best Smasher in the world, and even if I win the tournament, everyone is going to say Mango is still the best. So regardless of how this tournament goes, I'm losing. I went to Genesis 1, I went to Power 4, and I was, coming back. It was pretty clear for most people that had a mission that I was not satisfied with second or fourth. I wanted first, and I wanted to beat the guy that was beating me the first time, mostly. But the thing is, I could not really do anything against it, and if you do not want to play serious, I guess a win would not mean as much for me anyway. I want to beat people when they play at their best. I do not want to beat someone when they are not, want to play the game, or they are, not in shape or something like that. I want them at their best or not at all. So I started to accept it. One day he might return, and that day I will be ready. But up till that point, the only thing I can do is beat everyone else that is in my way to actually win my first tournament in America.
Watch the live stream. I will win. I promise.
All right, that's good.
I played against Hungerbox at Apex 2010, and I do think that Hungerbox had learned tons of stuff against Peach during this half a year. It literally comes down to a backer war. He's doing backer, backer, and a backer.
HBox was kind of the opposite style of Jigglypuff as Mango. He was a lot more defensive, played the spacing game a lot more, whereas Mango just kind of went in and relied on his reads.
A player like Hungerbox, another play-to-win character, he's not going to rush in and just get taken advantage of. He's smart, he's patient, and it's a real problem for Armada.
I can't seem to find an opening at all. And he beats me very solidly, like 2-0, and I have to go into losers. I did work my way through losers. I reached grand finals, and once again, I'm playing Hungrybox. And the first game, I'm actually having a pretty solid lead.
Armada pushing a good lead.
I stay in shield, and I think I was angling it upwards, which means that my feet, they were like not covered with the shield. So Hungrybox was basically landing right next to me and doing an up tilt.
I was thinking Armada might try to clock him. Oh! Beautiful move by Hungrybox.
No, this was not what was supposed to happen. I had the lead, and now like one move later, it's over. He won game 1.
Armada's not convinced that Hungrybox had a solid win. He's calling it a fluke. He's trying to get his one while he can.
Everything I tried was going worse and worse for me, and Hungrybox was, playing, a bit better and better. Like, he was catching me off guard. His spacing was on point.
2 back airs. Trying to put a wall in his face. Oh, dip!
And he beats me very, very solidly. 3-0. 5-0 in games. I had no chance. At this point, I'm starting to realize that this is not working. Like, regardless of what people say about the matchup, it's not working for me. And I have to find an answer, because I know if I want to win a tournament in America, I will need an answer to this Pokemon Jigglypuff. It's always stopping me. Like 2 grand finals, 2 different puffs, 2 different players, and it's, the last mission, like the last challenge I can't seem to overcome.
What do you think about Jigglypuff?
Winning Apex was great. Because Mango, especially after he got knocked out or sandbag, whatever happened.
I wonder what the
felt
Twitch
way more
chat thinks
confident.
about that.
But coming in, I felt I was going to get first. When I went to pound 4, I said I'm going to get second place behind Mango, and I got second. So whatever your mindset is, I learned.
I'm actually going to check the Twitch chat just because of that.
It was really impressive when he took Apex 2010 for sure. I think that a lot of people hadn't put him on that tier, despite the fact that he was usually doing just as well as the other guys, minus Mango.
Guys, he said beat, not
Apex,
gay.
he definitely started getting the credit and
That's
establishing
funny
himself in that tier as well.
Why did he go for the legs? Why didn't he go for the legs right there?
Played Armada at Apex 2010, and I took a game. Took a game, and I was like, wow. I did not think I would take a game, but I was getting really good, which was kind of weird because my emotions were getting pretty bad at that point.
Top 4, you really can't complain about that in a tournament with so many good players and so many upsets. I'm going to go home and I'm going to work harder and I'm going to try and break into that top 4 next time.
I went to Wake Forest University, which is a very nice private college. I never really learned how to be on my own because, like, my parents had just done so much for me. They really wanted to do a good job, but in their haste to do a good job, they almost kind of, keep you from being able to learn to do your own thing. Both semesters started the same. I was like, oh, I don't feel like this is too bad. And then, like, some material would be, like, not so bad, like review, and then some of it would be kind of easy. And then there would be, like, a kind of significant assignment. And I'm like, oh, I have time to do that. And then I just wouldn't do it. When you're freaking out about failure, your alarm bells are going off. You're getting so worked up. It's impossible to describe how mind-numbingly afraid you become of it. In some ways, like, my parents wouldn't be able to hear that I wasn't doing well, so I lied to mom because she would call a lot and want to know what's going on, and I'd say everything's fine. And then I get the grades came back from the first semester. She's like, what's going on? I said, I messed up. I'm gonna do it good again because I just didn't want her to come down on me. It was just strange. Like I just didn't interact with people. Everything was incredible effort. It was the most depressed I've ever been. So the second semester, the exact same thing happened, and dark thoughts started to creep in. I'm really afraid of just in general, just like sharp corners. I guess it's like a little weird, like, you know, scissors or whatever. I was getting to a point where I was just like, yeah, I'm not even like afraid if I see that. In fact, I kind of want to, and you know, I was really having like, I was like starting to plan out like what I would do, what would be the fastest way. I was, you know, high achiever, did all my stuff right kid, and then I go immediately from that to just completely messing up in college. When I came home and they realized what had really happened, they weren't really forgiving. They were really hard on me, and they blamed Smash, and they said, you know, you cost us all this money, and it was really terrible. So in addition to being depressed and suicidal, my parents were telling me, you know, you just really messed this up and just cost us so much money. I mean, I just felt really bad, and there was just like, I just had no support, and it was just rough, except Smash. Smash was all I had.
There's a lot of people in Smash who wouldn't have been able to keep up with it in the way that he did. Even though he wasn't playing his actual best because of those issues, he still went there, smiled, put on a show for people. When he has a problem, he secludes himself away from other people to try and fix it within himself.
Shelly's really nice, but I don't like how she portrays herself on social media. I've met Shelly, and she commentated my set at Smash Bros. She's dope. I like Shelly, but I don't like what she does on social media.
A year after Kage ended the reign at ROM 2, Mango took another chance meeting with the Canadian Ganon player to show that if he wanted to, he could win
Link
at
and
any
Marth.
time.
Because he doesn't care? He never practices Link. He never does anything like that, but he's good enough to be able to do that.
And combo starters for Link. Wow. Right, got that upping. Kage looks like he's sweating right now.
Mango could do these abilities, like he could beat someone as good as Kage with Link because he's smart enough.
Oh my god, real bad position for Ganon right now. Oh, beautiful.
Tell Kage to go young Link against Mango, like, see how that turns out.
Oh, he went Marth. Oh my god. So scary.
When Mango would pick up a secondary, it would just be all his own. It would be completely his own character.
This is sober, rotating character Mango.
Despite his performances, Mango without his mains was not a threat to take the tournament. It would instead fall to his successor.
I beat Hungry Bucks, I beat Kirby Kaze in the run back, and then I played M2K in finals, and this was the match that people came for, and Mango actually helped me with that. Because Mango knows that M2K handles pressure not so well, so he started saying, oh, who wants a side bet? Who wants a side bet? Who wants a side bet? I have a very interesting book. It's the book of books if you want to read about how to manipulate people, and it's called Influence. I quit like counting every time I read it. I was like, Mango does that. Yep, that too. He didn't read it. He didn't talk to people about it maybe. He just kind of figured it out. So everyone's betting, everyone's like super hyped. I'd say he already looked a little bit flustered going into it.
Okay, it's me to King vs. Dr. PP Grand Finals. We just saw because there was a load of bets. I put 10 on the boy PP. Everybody put Mango put $60 down on PP just now. So right now, you know, everybody wants PP to win because we about to lose mad bread. Let's just lose. So you better win, PP.
Brandon is just such like a genuine person. He's just so nice. I love Homie Waffle. He's such a nice person.
All right, PP. Oh. What? Spacing, we gotta watch out for that wave dash. The brown shot. Oh. Mewtwo King.
That was sick.
Wait, this is Windows 7 Music King right here. Oh my God. These two dudes are going back and forth.
I love this matchup between Metagame and PPMD because they're thinkers, you know, the way that they play the game. They're like big brain players. And that kind of matchup is really fun to watch. Like in terms of them actually playing when it's this is sick, the Firebird. When Mewtwo King plays a player like Mango, it's kind of boring because it ends up being Mewtwo King just knowing Mango's gonna be aggro and just camping him, and Mango sometimes loses because of that.
One of my favorite wins. Mango was supporting me, the people were, and it was still like a kind of come up.
Armada came back from the US and he was pissed off. I remember watching the stream and being pissed off myself because he lost. I wanted him to win so badly and I believed him in so much, you know. And he came to this small Smash Fest and he's like, Lolex, the local Jigglypuff main, I'm gonna play your Puff now.
Europe didn't have like a single super good Puff player. So I was thinking like, how do I deal with a problem which I can't practice against? If I can't practice against his character, I'm gonna give him the same problem. He can't practice or prepare for my character. So I start to think about
Jung Link.
How is Puff as a character? How is he working? Every character has weaknesses. So I start to think about it. She's slow. Sort of like Peach, you know? They're slower. Camping works effectively against Peach. It should do against Puff as well. Not a fun strategy, but if you want to win, you have to do what it takes to do it. I came down to the conclusion that Ices, Luigi, and Young Link would work pretty solid against Puff. Ice Climbers have like Ice Storm, they have like solid grab setups, they kill Puff early, they can move very fast with the wave dash across the stage. But like, I pretty fast decided to not go ICs because that would be like by far the most complicated one, and they're also not that uncommon. Like you can find pretty solid ice climbers in America. Luigi, I kind of figured that like, yeah, he's having pretty good hitboxes. He can move fast, you know, across the stage with his wave dash as well. But his recovery is not as solid. He can like get punished pretty heavily. So I felt like he was not as good. I actually remembered a Norwegian guy, Tomberry, a good friend of mine, and I remember our friend was that he was camping me pretty, you know, efficiently as Young Link. I barely was winning these games. And I was like, if he could camp me with Young Link when I was Peach, maybe I can do the same thing as Hungerbots when he's Puff. After I'd been playing for a little while, I was like, yo, Android and Daniel was, can you guys play Puff against me?
He asked me, can you play Jigs? Like, yeah, sure, why?
I do not think they believe in this solution at all. Like, why would you pick Young Link? He's a bad character. He's low on the tier list. This is not gonna work. I was, you know, using the projectiles, trying to create a wall, you know, like make it hard for Puff to reach you.
If I become aggressive, Armada told me, no, you have to be camping now. Don't attack, be defensive, don't do anything. I was like, but I want to be aggressive. I can't take this anymore.
The more and more we played, the more and more annoying they started to feel. Like, this matchup is actually not as bad for Young Link. It's actually, you know, pretty solid. This might be my answer. I should take this further. I should try against this against more people.
It's like, all right, let's go. And he picks Young Link, and everybody kind of hovers around, looks, and be like, Young Link. And he plays one match, destroys him, and then he like tells everybody, like, gathers us around. It's like, okay, you guys cannot talk about this.
I request to all the Swedish people that we do not talk about this. Like Fight Club, outside of this area, we do not talk about it. We do not want Hungerbox to be ready for this at all. This would be the biggest surprise of his life.
Here we are beginning pound 5. Everyone's organizing name tags right now.
I was barely aware of Pound 5 because I was out of the scene at the time. It was within walking distance of where I was living. I literally found out about it and was like, well, I guess I'll walk down the street to the biggest tournament of all time and see what happens.
I forgot that guy's name. I think it's Diaz? Something Diaz?
Mango decided once again to not play serious at all. We played some friendlies, and I felt like this guy is still fucking amazing. Like, he would be the favorite to win Pound 5. But Mango was not like my main focus for this tournament because I knew like he's not gonna play PPMD. He was also, one of the main focuses between Apex 2010 and Pound 5. He beat Mutaking, and then a lot of people thought he would actually win Pound 5. I knew like I had a lot of good competition anyway. But I said I was the most excited about. I'm not gonna lie. It was Hungerbox.
We have. Are we on?
Most of the time when I'm playing Smash, most people won't see that I actually have, a fun time. I'm sitting there. I have a poker face, no emotions. I do not want to give them any tell about anything at all. We're about to start, and he was like, "Wait, are you playing Young Link?" And with a smile on my face, I was like, "I'm playing Young Link."
I looked at him. I'm like, "You going to Link?" He's like, "Yes." And first mindset's like,
he was like, "Okay."
All right, first and foremost, I gotta say, oh my goodness. Wow. All right.
Everyone's getting ready for the super long Peach Puff matchup. And then boom, Young Link.
What you see in the first 30 seconds is what you're gonna see for maybe another 4 minutes or so. Wow. That's the first stop, baby. Armada pulling out the tricks with a Young Link.
Every time I played in America, every person I played against, no one had really supported me except for a few people. But when I was playing this set, I heard the entire venue, they were chanting my name. They wanted me to win. They were hyped. They wanted to see this.
Oh, I thought that was a kill opportunity. He is secret. Wow. There it is.
What you did against me at Apex 2010, payback is a bitch.
Hungerbox played him towards center stage. Can you do it? Wow. I must say, Armada has my stamp of approval with going Young Link.
I beat him very, very solidly both games. 2-stock. It's not close, and like everyone is like their mind is like blowing. They have no idea what to think about this. Finally, I seem to have an answer to Yigglypuff, the character that had been beating me 2 grand finals in America. Mango is not there. Hungerbox was eliminated 2-0 in winners by me. Now it's finally time for me to take my first tournament.
It's tiring. You're getting exhausted. Yeah, let's just say
PPMD. He had been beating my, fellow man from Europe, Amsa, 2-0.
Just one gimp away. We've already seen a beautiful.
That's right. It's defense time at the spike, and it's over. Great match. Great competitors.
He was beating Mutaking 3-0. It was not even close. This guy, he was wrecking people.
Damn.
I'm playing pretty good.
It's already making me think about PP versus Armada. PP looking indomitable, Armada looking indomitable. It's like what happens when an unstoppable force defeats an immovable object.
I'm going through winners. Everything is going according to the plan, and I'm playing as PPMD.
I play Armada in winners finals. Mango, he's like, "You've got to win. Like, I am not going to try to beat Armada. Like, you have to win." And I was like, "Okay."
All right, crowd is getting hyped here for the winners finals. It's the match we've been waiting for. Dr. PP and Armada.
He started off super, super strong. Insane. I've never seen a Falco combo with loaded characters so well. It sort of reminded me of myself in a sense, but in a Falco instead. This was calculated methods to deal with me. I could see that. So it was a challenge for sure, and PP was beating me game 1. Call W, he was like sort of my rival in Sweden. We played every grand finals for years, and he's a Falco main. I know this character, and once I get that one hit, it's gonna be rough for you.
Just like I said, neutral out of that laser, and quick neutral out right there. Bam! Hey, the second match. Nice work, Armada.
And I started getting better and better in the set. Towards the end, I'm winning like 3-1 pretty comfortably.
That's gonna do it.
This is my tournament. Like Hungerbox is in losers, PP's in losers, Mute King is in losers. I'm in grand finals. I have 2 set.
That was a hard loss. I cried after that loss. I didn't want to be around anyone. I moved away from everyone. I kind of ran off on my own. Apparently, Mango said to someone afterward, I knew I should have entered because he didn't have any faith in me anymore at that point. I confronted him about this later. He said, what was I supposed to think? And I was by my hotel room and I was sitting down. I wasn't know if I was upset at Peach or him or anything. I was just kind of upset. I was really upset that I lost. Like maybe a little bit of Peach. It was all just like a really frustrating thing. Fighting floaties when you don't really understand what's going on is so frustrating. So mad about the loss. And I was just like, so dumb. Something through all of my emotional intensity just cut across. Something in my brain had been working in the background, apparently. And like looking at the match and really analyzing it and thinking about it. And I was hit with, like, all of a sudden I was like, wait a minute. I was putting together connections and it was like things I wasn't seeing in the match. And I started thinking about like how some of his habits that I kind of remembered, like, and I was like, this guy actually kind of falls apart. This guy's not very solid about this or that. And then I was just like, oh my gosh. I can totally beat this guy. I can do it, and I just got fired up and I said, screw it, let's go, let's do it. So I go there and I get to grand finals and sit down and he's coming over and I'm looking at him, walking over. And who does he think? He owns the place. I was ready, I wanted to get him.
Okay, feel the hype here at Pound 5. We got the grand finals happening right now. We got PP versus Armada. PP starting at blue spot, down match. Very nice.
In that set, I kind of took the limiter off, and when I said, well, I don't care how it goes, I'm gonna get this guy.
It's so funny how you can hear the final part of the game. PP hits him with a forward smash.
I don't care about approaching. I don't care about what I think is right or wrong. I'm gonna get him. That's all I care about.
PP hits him with a forward smash, and you can hear Peach go, oh! No! No, 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 refresh. No, 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 no. PP hits him with a forward smash, and you hear Peach go,
oh! I was so close to losing, but I remember being in my head back then, and I remember thinking, it doesn't matter how close it is. I'm going to beat him.
4P. Gets the edge guard. This is his last stock.
It didn't matter how good he played. It didn't matter what he was doing. I was going to beat him.
Armada's up big.
And I was furious.
He is chasing him down. Ooh. Oh my God.
So sick. I love that. I love that.
Making him do crazy air dodges like he just didn't do. He was down smashing and I was far away, and he was doing rolls and he didn't roll because he was Armada and he held that shield, like he held the line. And comboing and the crowd was going nuts.
I think this is it. They're gonna show it. That's it.
PP has made history. PP just beat Armada.
Congratulations, Dr. PP, current Melee Championship of the world. 2 major wins in a row. Very proud. Signing off.
This is the end of Pound 5, everybody.
H-Box.
PP has done it.
It was such a good win. It was such a good win. It was resounding. It was how I wanted to ultimately to clinch that title I had always wanted. That best. I never wanted to be the best player. I just wanted that guy above me to stop thinking he was better than me. It was the culmination of everything. It was the culmination of all my effort. It was the culmination of the sacrifices, the trade-offs I made in my life almost. It was me breaking free of tons of barriers I had on myself. And that's beautiful. That should, that's when the book should close, and they said, then they live happily ever after, right? No, that's not how life works. There's always a little more.
I like that. That's a great way to cap off that first 3 episodes.
Why am I always the one losing? Maybe I should quit.
He doesn't want to go home without winning any tournaments.
Are you coming for Apex? Yeah, I'm coming.
Every single one of the gods is beatable.
He instantly started challenging me on it more.
This is my game. No one's allowed to be cocky for me.
I can see right into his soul when it's something wrong.
If you can't beat the other guys, like you can't just like awaken me from my slumber. It's like you gotta win.
It was like no one knew who was gonna beat who on that day.
If I lose this time, it's not for the same reasons.
I got goosebumps. That was so dope. I like it. I like it. All right, so I think that's basically it for oh shit, almost 26,000 viewers. That's really good. I wonder how many subs they got. What does this mean? A bonus. Oh. Yeah. I think this is an important time to drop the doc because Melee really needs it right now. Like I mentioned before, with the big house getting shut down, and I mean any other Nintendo sponsored tourney probably gonna get shut down with the use of Slippy that everyone's using. Like I logged into Smash Ladder I think a couple weeks ago just to see how it's going, and there's no one there except maybe for like Project M players, but everyone's on Slippy because it's just the best choice right now. Holy shit, the viewer count went up by like 1,000. But yeah. Super important time for the documentary to drop.
Was that worth 5 years? Was that worth 5 years? I think 5 years was a good amount of time to wait for something like that. Would you not say, Senor Chris?
I mean, I got to see it a few years ago, so you know, I wanted to be the first to see it. That's that's why I supported you, and you know, I think it was worth the wait, though. And then Travis, I texted this to you on episode I think 2. I literally screamed, like I was so excited. Your storytelling is just so fantastic. The way you are able to thread the personality and how they're playing the game with Melee. It's Queen's Gambit, something everyone's talking about right now, right? And it's like you have Queen's Gambited Melee.
To be honest, man, when I recently watched the Queen's Gambit, and I was like entirely invested in that whole series, and I was immediately like, this is exactly like what I just did for the last 5 years. So I think this is the perfect time to come out with something like this.
Yep.
Something that I think is entirely deserving of this game. Chess is an incredible game, yes, but how would you like to play chess at 600 motions per minute or whatever it is? And you know, these first 3 episodes, I think they kind of encapsulate at least, you know, for me, what it is, like the beginning. This is obviously, you know, the story is about the 5 gods. This is the first chapter, if you will, about the establishment of the 5 gods. So it's
yeah. Let's talk about that a little bit more, because there's a character you've not introduced yet, right? So was that very much intentional? Did you know when you were going to script this out, these 8 episodes and the arcs of all the different characters, how this was going to play out? I mean, was it just coincidence that these first 3 episodes are kind of standalone introduction?
Yeah, actually, you know, this is another reason why I decided to abandon the movie sort of idea, which only gives me like 2.5 hours to make something that you could watch. Like, we've already sort of eaten up most of that time, and all we've done so far is establish the fact that there's a set amount of players that are incredible at this game and that, you know, cannot be matched by anybody else. I definitely knew at the moment that I had filmed the final part of this, I knew exactly what I needed to do as far as you know, structure goes. There is a reason that we have not met our 6th player.
And I guess we get to find that out tomorrow.
Did he get wave shine? He might have gotten wave shine. Oh, there he is. He's back.
Back. I'll get a hard line tomorrow. Hopefully that won't be a problem. So I had another question, which was, did you just get lucky with all the footage?
Oh.
We lose Travis?
Oh, am I lost?
I think you're back.
Am I back? I don't see myself. Yes. Did we restarted the stream? Oh, okay. Cool.
Yeah, you just blipped away. It was, you know. Travis, did you just get lucky with all the footage, especially around Young Link and like, how it all came together? Because that sort of finale of how Armada was trying to solve his puff problem, you know.
Yeah, well, it is interesting. I think episode 3 especially is, you could describe it as like Jigglypuff is a problem. That's the main theme of that episode. And you could see that, you know, like in the beginning of the episode, you had PPMD who was trying to solve Hungrybox, who, you know, was a problem for him regionally in the South. And then Armada, who had the same problem, but had, you know, also had the legacy problem of Mango with Jigglypuff. And so he, you know, that particular situation was such what I dubbed to myself a metagame moment, a moment where you could explain sort of some of the aspects of the game, what works, what makes sense in the context of this physics universe. And as far as the footage went, I mean, we were lucky. Like, people were actually recording a lot of these things back in the day. There was historical archival footage that we could use to piece this together. You know, we tried to kind of piece it together as well with modern recreations as well, like, you know, trying to figure out how Armada figured out this problem and how he approached it, which was multifaceted, as you saw. He went after different solutions, like Luigi or ice climbers as potential solution to the problem before we landed on Yun Link. Yun.
I loved hearing the story of trying to keep Young Link's secret. It'd be hard to imagine that happening in 2020 with how much everyone streams, right?
Right. Honestly, this is the other point too. Scorpion Master would not be able to happen today. This was all before you had sort of webcam shots, like people actually, being able to tell who was behind a certain character. It was all gameplay footage. That is, how you could tell who you're watching. So this was what allowed Mango to sort of be Scorpion Master back then.
Yeah, we'd have to ask Gimmer this, but I noticed some earlier footage, maybe you know the answer to this, had 2 mics instead of 1. Do you know why they did that back in 2010, 2009?
I've watched a lot of that footage. I want to say that one of them was going to the stream and one was going to a recording setup. I might be entirely wrong. Gimmer, if you're in the chat, please correct me, but that was in the early days, so I'm sure there was a janky reason for that.
So I think we should tell the viewers what they can look forward to next. So why should they tune in tomorrow, Travis? What's the evolution here? So in the first segment, we've introduced our 5 gods. What's next?
All right, so I this actually kind of worked out perfectly, I think, and I did not intend this to happen, but the first 3 episodes are sort of like a movie in and of themselves. We have the establishment of the 5 gods. The next 3, I highly recommend you join if you are a fan of Leffen, especially. Episode 6 especially is one of my favorites. I said episode 5 was my favorite. Episode 6 is another favorite just because Big Left might make an appearance. 4 as well is all these episodes. Again, I said they're like my children. It's hard to choose a good one, or my favorite. Tomorrow things get shaken up. We'll just say that. That's the quick and dirty answer.
All right, and in episodes 1 to 3, any parting thoughts? Did it all come together as you wanted? Was there any storyline or thread that you wish you could have added but you couldn't?
It's hard to say. I can't second guess 5 years of work at this point. In the moment, it's honestly I can't imagine it any other way at this point. So if there's anything to be said about this first day, it's just I am so happy with people's reception to the work so far. I watched chat with as I watched the first series, of episodes with my parents, and they were asking me, "Oh, what does that mean? What's that? What's poggers mean?" Great sort of experience. I'm very happy people are reacting the way they are. I think, this was what I was hoping for as far as a response. And honestly, if you liked what you've seen so far, there's just wait till you see what's to come.
All right. Well, I think we've got tomorrow coming up at 2 p.m. And before then, please make sure to take a look at metagamedoc.com. And also, we were trending up to number 2 in the United States. #
We didn't get number 1. We didn't get number 1.
Well, there was like a Supreme Court ruling or something that happened.
Fucking Supreme
I've been
Court.
watching the documentary the whole time, so I don't really know what happened. But I think it's important for everybody to get Metagame back out there. I think this is clearly the most important thing, at least in the gaming world. And the more people know that tune in tomorrow, the better.
Oh, wave shine. Wave shine. You got wave shine again.
I don't know if that's
there he's back.
All right, so shall you do you want to take the outro here, Travis?
All I'm going to say is I really can't wait until tomorrow. Please come back at the same time tomorrow. We're going to be, there's 3 more episodes tomorrow. Another feature-length film worth of time to get you excited about the game that you already love. And if you don't know about it, hell, this is a great introduction. So we'll see you back here tomorrow.
And also, something to do about a king. Didn't you want to do something? What was that about?
Oh yeah. I think it would be appropriate if we took everybody who was here right now and rated the very first god to ever exist in this realm. The very first god. His name is Mewtwo King. You might know him. He's awesome. He's waiting for you all right now, I assume. I can only assume. But yeah, let's go raid Mewtwo King and tell him how awesome it is that his episode was dope.
I like it. I'm gonna go check out Mewtwo King's stream just for a sec to see what people are doing. Look at that. Look at that number. Look at that number climb. Look at that number climb. Look at that number climb. Oh my god.
No, yes, I got it. All right, dude. I got you your Falcon Punch, dude.
Check your G diffuser system.
Oh no! God dang it. Oh no! Thank you, Anonymous, for the gifted sub.
Damn, it just jumped to 1200.
Homer for the 500 bits. About to get raided. Thank you, everyone. I got the Falcon Punch you wanted.
Hail to the king.
That's funny.
20k viewer raid coming my way.
1300.
Oh, thank you, Expresso, for the resub.
I've
Hello,
gotta
everyone.
find Sonic. He's in jail.